Hello, and welcome to a special episode of Malt and Magic, graciously hosted by and in support of the Place Bedford. I'm Matt Isbell. For those that have not met me before, I will be the Dungeon Master for these next 3 hours, which is just the next instalment in this 24-hour gaming stream. So stick around for more shenanigans after this. I will be popping up later on to play a few more games. But today, as I've said, is very much a special one-shot episode of Malt and Magic, which we have titled Deeds and Omens. Malt and Magic itself is a homebrew 5th edition D&D adventure, and our adventure this afternoon is going to take place sort of concurrently with our main campaign, which you can check out on a Monday night, 7:30 p.m. UK time. That is the last shameless plug I'm going to do tonight. You'll be glad to, or this afternoon you'll be pleased to say. So enough of them. As always with these, I do give a few sort of thank yous, so I just want to thank D&D Beyond, Hero Forge and Tabletop Audio for the musical tracks you'll hear. And my standard warnings will apply. There's probably going to be some adult language and adult humour at some point, so be prepared for that. So we do welcome some new faces, and there are some familiar faces to the Malt and Magic family. So I think for now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you all to introduce yourselves and then just the name and race of your character. So if we can start with Seth.
So I am Rich, and I am playing Ponfix Spellseer, a forest gnome wizard.
Fantastic.
That's a lot of information. I'm Kite. I'm playing a tiefling druid.
Fantastic.
Called Talia. I forgot that bit.
Hello, I am Simo. I am on this side of the screen today, and I will be playing Phrayton, a dragonborn barbarian.
And I am Ellie, and I'm playing Sleether, the goblin monk.
Fantastic. So we are going to begin our adventure, as we always do in Malt and Magic, in the strange land of Nialin. To those familiar with it, Nialin is an ancient kingdom. It's rife with magic and mystery. The four of you have all spent much time in this land, wandering from various towns and cities across the kingdom, but for whatever reason, you've all been drawn to the western reaches that are known as the Arcane Wastes. The Black City, a sole place of respite, if you like, amongst the oppressive deserts of the Arcane Wastes, is ultimately anything but restful. It's named for these massive black metallic walls that surround it and sort of battlements, and it's home really to the dregs of society. Bandits, thieves, black market traders, and other less savoury folk. They all ply their trade in this place and consider it something of a home. The city itself is a myriad of different structures, different architectures, and building types that all mingle into this cacophony of structural architecture and noise, ultimately. And no one present is currently aware of any real authority. The only thing that people understand and know is that where the most nefarious deeds are plied in broad daylight, where everybody can see, people often go missing. Just inside the towering walls of the Black City is an anomaly, a rather traditional-looking Tudor architecture tavern, 2-story tavern. Hanging above the door is a sign emblazoned with a large purple appendage extending from a fanged maw. I'm glad somebody got that one. With stylized writing in green underneath that reads the mimic's tongue. Inside the tavern, as we go inside into this sort of ground floor through a single wooden doorway, it's fairly empty. There's not many people in this place. There's about 2 or 3 patrons. And behind the bar there is a thin, balding hobgoblin just cleaning ale glasses. Sleether, you've been here for a couple of hours, drinking, as is your way. Please describe what anyone would see as they walk into the tavern to see you sort of sat at one of the tables.
So she's quite short, so she's sitting on a big chair. but feet dangling down, quite happily swinging the legs, but she's dressed all in black and she's got the black hood over and she's just watching the people as they come in. Minding her own business, but if anyone speaks to her, she'll speak back.
Fantastic. So as you sort of sit there and imbibe your next drink, the hobgoblin, the tavern keep, known to you as Jerry, approaches. Can I get another one for you, Sleether?
Please.
Oh, add it to the tab, shall I?
Yeah, please.
All right. How many hours you been sat here now? 3? 4?
About that, I'm waiting for someone.
Oh. You and me both. You and me both. Oh, I'll get ale. Want anything a bit harder?
No, just ale.
Just another ale. Fantastic, fantastic. So Jerry goes back behind the bar and pulls down one of the nicely cleaned ale glasses that he's got, pours some ale into it, brings it back over and sort of hands it to you, Sleether. As you enjoy your drink, the tavern door opens sort of quite meekly and subtly, and a tiefling enters, looking rather puzzled. You've noticed them in here a few times over the last fortnight. So, Talia, please describe what people would see as you enter into the tavern.
Okay, so Talia has got massive horns, but her skin is like a bluish grey, but her eyes are just white. Doesn't look like there's any pupil to it. She is wearing a lovely green dress that swings to and fro. When you get a bit closer, you do notice that she does smell a little bit musty. Yeah. And it's like I'd say it's more like the damp soil after a rain. No.
Not making any more peace.
I like that smell, so okay, cool. I'll add you to my hit list now. Yeah, and she's also wearing some serpent scale armour.
Okay.
Another one for a drink, is it?
Yeah. Can I just have an orange juice, please?
Orange juice.
Yeah.
All right. Orange juice it is. And you'll see he actually goes there and sort of looks and thinks, need some oranges. So he just grabs one out, squeezes it, grabs another one. That'll do. Hands it to you.
Thank you.
Claims the money off you. Are you two going to sit just sort of apart in silence for now? Going to interact with anyone? Or what would you like to do in this moment?
I would offer a receipt. Someone sit?
Yeah, I'll sit down.
Which is brilliant, because this empty tavern and Goblin just sort of sits there and says, sit. So, almost.
The dress kind of was like innocent, so I was kind of like,
Okay. It's fooled everyone.
There's no knives involved, so it's kind of like, you can sit with me, I suppose.
Excellent. As you sit down, there's then the sound of sort of the stairs creaking as a small figure descends the stairs, shortly followed by a larger figure as well. But I think as that shorter figure descends the stairs from the rooms up above, Pomfic, describe yourself to the room and the party around you.
So, if someone was to look up Wizard in a picture book, they would get a stylised picture of Pomfic. He is a small gnome with a long grey beard. He's got a very pointy hat on, lovely robes. He's got a little staff in his hand that seems to be sparkling at the end of his staff just as he walks. And he's constantly just like reading all these scrolls he's walking through. He's just always got his nose reading something, always trying to learn something new.
To the point where he almost, when he gets to the bottom step, just forgets there's another step there and just you continue on in. And behind you there is this hulking figure of a dragonborn. So, Fratton, let's describe what the room would see.
You see a 7'7", like built up dragonborn, sapphire colour. So there's a strange kind of light refraction wherever you look at him, where the light hits the skin and kind of like just goes everywhere but your eyes almost. So there's kind of this strange, almost transparency to him. And he is wearing this cloak, this kind of leather cloak, you think, but it doesn't seem to be animal leather. It seems to be more like human, elven, like just a mix mash of leathers put together. And just underneath that cloak there is the protrusion of a very, very long handle of a sword, which you can see the tip just dangling almost to his feet. So it's almost like a 7-foot sword just behind him.
You said it.
Do you think he's compensating for someone?
Maybe.
Cool. So I'm going to, first roll of this session, everybody make me a quick perception check, please. Tally, I'm going to say you get advantage on this one.
Thank you.
I'm on form.
I am.
Awesome. Yeah, that worked out well.
None of us noticed each other.
Sure.
Cool. So
Nat 1 for a 3.
Nat 1,
23.
23,
15.
15,
6.
6. So Fratton and Talia especially, as you descend the stairs or as you enter into the tavern, it's almost like you've walked into an air-conditioned room. It's colder in here, like unnaturally colder, if you like. With a 23, where have you pulled that one from? So you sort of descend the stairs and there is that sort of shuddering. You can feel it's just this room. Just sort of the downstairs in the tavern seems colder. There is a fire burning, but it's still cold inside this room. It's a sort of late morning, I think, at this time. As I say, there's very few folks around. Jerry himself seems somewhat agitated, but Fratton, as you enter the room, it's okay. Just who I needed. Sorry, drink?
Yes. Can I see your wine list, please?
I got reds, white, or I can mix the two.
I'll have a glass of your red, please. Thank you.
Red. It's that one.
That's the one.
And he just sort of pours it into an ale glass and brings it over to you and puts it down.
That's lovely. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Fratton, I've got work for you.
What is it?
Some of your skills needed. In fact, do you know what? You might want a team for this. You lot all seem capable. There's been unsavoury folk around. I get the irony, folks, but some people threatening the state of affairs in the city. There's been 3 strange individuals apparently hanging around here, which I don't like. So, a word from on high, whoever that may be, is if you bring them in, and you can bring them here, and I'll use whatever contacts I've got, and I'll get them to the right people. It's 100 gold per bounty for each of you. So there's a lot of money in it. I'm not paying, mind you. It's not coming out of my pocket.
I am not very good at bringing people alive.
I didn't say they need to be alive.
Great, just establishing that fact.
It's all good. It's all good. I think we'll. There's they've been seen hanging around outside, kind of by the walls, just hovering. Supposedly one's like a horse fellow, strange, kind of like half man, half horse thing. I've not seen them before, but maybe the person who was.
Do you mean a centaur, or?
Which half is the horse?
That's a good question, that one. I don't know. I don't know. Centaur sounds intelligent. And then the other 2 were more like us lot. Bit 2 legs, arms, legs, hair. Well, hair, such as his balding head. They've been seen around here. Well, the culvert through the wall lets all the waste out, and all the bits people don't want.
Doesn't seem like a pleasant place to stand around.
Oh no, I don't particularly fancy standing there. Not unless you need a quick wee, of course. It's always a good place to go and stand in. Just relieve yourself. So I mean, Fratton, the job's for you, but if you want to take these lot, then give me a chance to clean the tavern. Get Sleether out of here. She's drunk far too much already.
Alright, I respect that. Where do you think we can find these people now?
Well, as I say, they've been handing around the culvert. Start there. I don't know. I'm just a tavern keeper, me. I hear things.
Alright. What do you losers can do?
I am master of all magical things. I can already know you're going to accept my help, so you may as well just accept it.
I don't like that, but I don't understand this, so I'm just going to go along with it. What about you?
I can do magic. I can summon spores to our... yeah, I can heal.
That sounds good. I understand. What about you?
I'm very fast. Run around.
Very fast.
Hit things.
Alright. Well, nothing else would be a distraction. I can just come in and kill everything. Well, yeah, alright. If you want to come in and make some money, come in and make some money. If not, I don't particularly care, so... yeah.
It's much more about doing some good for the town than making some money, surely.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Roll me a straight wisdom check, actually, please.
Yep, I'm on form. I am definitely on form. That is 6.
6. Fantastic. I mean, you'll get the irony in what you've just said, but then you also only know so much about this town. So doing some good, you're just like...
I've generally arrived trying to do some good. I just assume there's lots of people in the world like me. Surely everyone wants to make the world a better place.
But you can't have light without dark.
But I can have light here, and the dark can be elsewhere.
I agree that you can make the world a better place, yes.
By killing things.
Is the world a better place with more coin in your pocket?
It'll be a better place than it is now, so... whoever's in charge of that...
Okay.
don't particularly...
Well, again, happy to help, and I already know that I'm going with you, so I may as well just go with you.
Alright.
Can I get Jerry to fill up my water skin with ale?
Absolutely. One for the road, is it? Okay. There you go.
Thank you.
Anybody else need anything for the road?
I put down my barely touched tankard of wine and
I
just...
pick up the tankard and just drink it up. Yep, that'll do it.
Good. Anything else?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. Anything else you want to do before you leave this tavern then?
Pay my tab.
Pay your tab. You want to pay it finally? In weeks. Let me just pull out this piece of parchment here, and that's going to be 20 gold pieces.
What pieces?
Thank you very much. Affluent around here. Very good.
I know I've drunk a lot.
Oh, well, I've had to get 4 more barrels in just to compensate.
That's nice.
Okay, I'll get more.
Thanks.
So I say to the others, I'm like, well, before we go anywhere, would we like to have a little bit of a picnic?
I'll have a pick.
It's not going to be shrooms, is it?
There might be some mushroom pate, but there's other things too.
Just
It will help a lot.
question. None of you, I know you probably don't, but none of you two guys are like dealing with the high-ups with your magic, are you?
No.
No.
I've just arrived here. I don't really know who the high-ups are yet. I'm sure I'll mingle with them at some point.
No, you see...
I think
yeah.
it means like clerics and stuff.
Clerics?
That
Right.
sort, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
divine magic.
no, nothing to do.
Mine's nature.
Ah, the high-ups. No, I don't believe in all that.
High ups. Yeah, no, mine's all nature. Just druidcraft like a flower.
I guess I can deal with that, yeah. Sure, yeah. Great.
The flower dies really quickly.
I was expecting it to come out sort of wilted.
Yeah, it's like, look, flower, oh, it's dead.
Alright, well, if you want to do a picnic, we can do a picnic.
Cool. Before we go, I want to cast Hero's Feast, because it lasts for 24 hours.
Yes! Opening up!
That's how you start a one-shot. I would like to roll my portents because I have not done it before I
Go for
started,
it.
so I would actually have something. So I have a
So we
5.
can all have
17,
some lovely dinner, have a
and a
little
7.
picnic. So you all become immune to poison and being frightened, and you make all wisdom saving throws with advantage. And also, I will roll.
Sorry, say that again? Sorry.
Okay, so you are immune to poison and being frightened, and you make all wisdom saving throws with advantage. Your hit point maximum has also increased by 14, and you've also gained that number of hit points.
Nice. Are we saying poison damage and poison condition, or?
I'll say poison damage for now. Let me double check that spell.
I know we've had this problem before.
That's okay. I've now got to go down that full spell list.
I literally messaged Matt, I was like, can I have a gold encrusted thing just so I can do the spell, please?
Nice.
Yeah, for anybody not playing the home game, high level one shot, I'll say that right.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Wisdom.
As I quickly make a decision on a spell.
Yep.
So while that's going on, then Talia, can you make me an insight check, please?
Cool. Cool, so that's going to be a 23 total.
Very easy to notice as you cast this hero feast using this golden chalice and sort of fill this table in front of you with all manner of food. That's very full of acquired tastes, is the way I'm going to describe this one for you. Jerry sort of looks. What on earth was that? Well, it's putting me to shame. Ugh. And he goes back to the bar and just starts scribbling ale glasses, and you can see he's a bit perturbed by the fact you've just gone woof food and he's out of coin.
Sorry, Jerry. You can have some if you want, Jerry.
Nah, good, thank you.
What was Jerry's normal before times attitude to people bringing food in? Is this a difference in behaviour?
There has been a difference in behaviour in the last fortnight or so that you've been frequenting this tavern. You are aware of something that happened about a month ago now, and the tavern was closed for 2 weeks as a result, and then 2 weeks, or in the 2 weeks that have passed, has been reopened. And in that time, Jerry has become less open than he was, quite jovial before. His voice has totally changed as well. But yeah, he's very much quicker to anger, quicker to criticise. Less jovial is the way I will describe it.
Okay.
Cool. To answer the question about Hero's Feast, we will say both poison and poison damage, just because I'm looking at that. So, excellent. So you all enjoy your Hero's Feast. Is there any other prep work anybody would like to do? We've had the portents. All good.
I think I'm all set.
Fantastic. Well, are you getting on with it, or what?
Well, yes, off to the alley of excrement, I guess.
Oh, you'll enjoy it. It's good.
I look down at my lovely pristine robes and like, yes.
Put hairs on your chest.
Alright. Well, let's get on with it then. Just start walking. Lower my head as I exit.
Yeah, it's more than lowering your head. You have to full on sort of duck underneath this beam and through the door. And as you step outside, it's like walking from an air-conditioned room into a desert. Basically, that oppressive heat just hits you like a wave, and you can sort of see around you the state of this city. You see the big, tall, black walls right next to the tavern. You're right at the edge of this, city, and you can hear sort of a general hubbub coming from close to the centre of the city. There are, as I say, all different sorts of towers and buildings. But as you look up towards the centre, there is this single sort of black tower which marks the centre of an ancient keep, which is right at the dead centre of this city. Very few people go there. If they do go there, you've not heard of them coming back. So with that, I'm going to ask everybody to make me an investigation check.
Oh boy.
I am so on form, this is not even funny.
I'm loving this new dice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's an 11.
11.
Just read on the minds. I have a +9 to investigation.
I have a -1 and I rolled 18.
7.
7.
19.
19. So the two of you are instantly sort of looking for that culvert and are drawn to it straight away. It's not far, it's probably 20-30 feet away. And you can see there are multiple ones, but you kind of figure out it's this one by the fact that this is the only one that's not got a metal grate in it. It's big enough for the goblin and the gnome to walk under. You may have to bend your pointy hat down, but generally you can fit under. You two, unfortunately, are going to have to stoop a little bit just to get underneath, if that's where you want to go.
Well, you're the two that fit, so...
I don't see a thing. The smell is just overpowering. How can anyone concentrate on anything in this place?
You just kind of ignore it. Where did you grow up?
Yeah.
Somewhere cleaner.
Come on.
I'm coming.
Drag him. Let's go.
Like by the pointy hat.
Yeah.
Cool. So what would you like to do when you're in there? You're currently stood in a small stream of excrement and wastewater, and it's just sort of flowing all over your feet nicely. Right?
I'm going to guess there's not a centaur and two other humanoids there.
Just stand there.
Make me an investigation check, please.
That's a 12.
That's a 12.
Hey, we're
No.
going up. We're going up.
We are going up. It's a steady upward trend. No. But you do see that there are splashes on the walls that would indicate people are using this to potentially get in and out of the city. Make me an investigation check as well, please.
Not any better. 9.
9. So you don't see it. However, even though you're sort of looking and it wasn't the best roll, but you do see that there is a darker patch of wall for a minute, and it's dark in here. But as you sort of lean round and look at it, you realise it's not just a darker patch of wall, it's actually almost like a break in the wall, and there is a gap in there big enough to fit what would appear to be or at least a draft horse would fit through there. It's big up into these metal walls.
Wow. So there's a big hole in the wall there. Looks like you can squeeze through. I'm not quite sure what's there. Not quite sure I want to wade through to find out, but I guess I should. And I'll try and climb into this gap and have a look through, see what I can see.
Okay. So as you sort of crawl through, you realise that it's now just almost a straight path, and then it starts to descend and meets a set of hewn stairs. It's almost like it's cut through the wall into an actual passage that exists. So you can continue if you wish.
I'll wait for everyone else. I'll say, there's a proper passage back here. It's stairs. It goes underground. I think we should probably head down here and go see where this comes out.
I crawl, almost like drag myself through the entrance, and then as I reach the bottom, I reach to my bag, light up a torch, and just walk through because I can't see in the dark. And I walk through the opening.
Walk through the opening, following through.
So, see him get to the ground, start crawling. I just duck and just walk a bit. I was like, "Why are you crawling?" But sure.
3 times your size.
I'm 6'6".
Well, I'm full.
I'm slightly bigger than your size.
Plus, I have this.
That's true.
I imagine you kind of knotted up your dress in the corner.
Little hang size.
I just full on go through the mud and the shit.
Yeah. Fratton stands as he sort of opens into this hallway, and I suppose Sleeth is probably the same, not bothered by it, just covered in muck and nastiness. Pomfic, I imagine you've sort of gone through and are just sort of a little bit.
Damn it! When they offered the TP prestidigitation, I should have taken it. I can fix things, but I can't clean myself. It's disgusting.
So you all then carry on now with the torchlight. You can actually sort of see this a bit more, and the passageway goes on for about 10 feet before hitting these stairs, and the stairs descend down. Make me perception checks, please, all of you.
It's double digits.
It's 11.
Is that an 11?
No, it's a unnatural 20.
Nice.
Wow,
Fantastic.
I've just rolled my 5th 18 in a row.
Excellent.
What
6.
6?
was it? A perception?
It was a perception, yeah.
Yeah, so it's 23 total.
23.
16.
16. Cool. So, sorry, Sleepy, you're just sort of casually there. Probably just another drink. The rest of you, as you descend these stairs, because I'm assuming nobody's going stealthily at this point.
No.
No, just been making a fair amount of noise. You do hear some shuffling from beyond. And then what sounds like the very faint creak of a door closing. As you continue down these stairs, it comes out into this sort of 25 by 20 foot room, if you like. Just opens. And there is a wooden door to the right hand side and 4 statues in this room in each corner. Almost like statues on platforms holding up the ceiling, if you like.
That looks a bit fancy for down here.
Yeah. Don't like it. What are the statues figures of?
As you look at these statues themselves, they look kind of like imps carved into these pillars.
Certainly not what I'd expect to see down here. Are we definitely sure these are statues? They're not just imps standing very, very still?
Would you like me to make an investigation check?
Oh, I was just going to touch it.
You're just going to go touch it?
Just go touch it.
Okay.
Cool.
So, you at the same time, you investigate.
24.
24, you touch it. They're statues.
Okay. Definitely statues. Fine.
Are there any other exits from this
There's
room?
behind you and this door to the right hand side.
Well,
I mean, should we knock? What's the etiquette down here? Anyone know?
just looking at everyone. Just punch the door through.
I see.
Okay. There's your knock.
I knocked.
Make me a strength check, please.
I can do that. A lot, 25.
Nice. You totally take this door off its hinges. It was just a simple wooden door. It looks pretty old as well. Just scatter it down this 5 foot wide corridor that opens out in front of you now as you sort of duck down and place a torch through. And you can see, again, about 25 feet ahead of you, there is another opening into another room. This one looks like there's been a partial cave-in there. And there's some sort of weird liquid on the floor that you can just see from where you stand right now.
Yeah, well, I'll take point and I'll go first. Then I'll look at the weird liquid and just like punch it, not punch it, slightly, just like kick it slightly to
Kick
see.
it.
Yeah,
It's quite viscous.
right.
And as you bring the torch down, you can see it's red.
Oh, does it seem to be coming from underneath the door?
No, so I'll say just for positioning, if you like, you're into the room and there's just this liquid on the floor.
Oh, okay.
There's no door or anything.
Okay, okay, okay. So, what do you think? What do you think that is?
Can I lean down, touch it, and like sniff it? See if it's blood. Maybe lick it a little bit.
Absolutely, it's blood. You get that iron taste straight away,
blood.
and it smells pretty fresh as well.
Did you know it was blood before you started tasting it?
I had suspicions.
It's not what normal people do with blood.
I'm not what normal people are.
Okay. I apologise. Carry on.
Thanks. Yeah, it's definitely blood. Might be a negative thing, maybe.
Can you tell what the person who had that blood was?
Definitely.
Nature check, please.
I wasn't expecting that to work.
That was not 18 that time. Oh my goodness. Cool, so that is a 14.
No.
No. I think it might be goblin.
I have no reason not to believe you. So we'll just carry on.
I check myself, make sure I'm not. I still have an arm, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's good. Glad it wasn't you.
Yeah, I walk down the corridor and I completely forget that the puddle's there, so I just step on it and just keep on going.
Good stuff. So you just leave these bloody footprints now as you just continue on forward.
I'd like to look up and make sure it's not dripping from the ceiling.
Okay. As you look up, you see just a vaulted ceiling, and you can see where the cave-ins happened, and just part of this stone structure inside these metal walls has crumbled down and closed off part of this room. And it doesn't seem to be dripping from the ceiling, luckily. Just seems to be a pool of blood on the floor.
What sort of volume of blood are we talking? Does it look like someone would have bled that much and then left the scene themselves, or does it look like a dead body's been removed?
I'd say it looks, there's probably a good pint and a half there at least. It's no small volume of blood.
It really depends on how big the creature is.
Well, you said it was a goblin, so they're quite small.
True.
Hey!
I did.
You can make me a nature check if you'd like.
Yeah.
I realise that these guys are still there, so I stop and look back. Just lean on the wall.
Okay, I'm coming. 19.
19 would have been brilliant to try and see if there was a blood trail. However, your colleague here has just stomped straight through it.
There's a blood trail! Oh, okay.
And you now just see these big bloody footprints that lead up to where Fratton is.
Well, I guess we just keep going then.
Excellent. All carrying on. So you turn this corner and it's a literal 90-degree turn. As you go about 5-10 feet further forward, there is a door on the right, and the corridor continues up to again open out, but it looks like this is more of a cave-in now. There's been more structural damage here somehow. But it looks like there's potentially a number of rooms that will open if you head towards the left. So door to the right, crumbling ruin type thing ahead of you, and to the left.
Can I try and work out whereabouts in the city this might be based on the direction?
Absolutely. I will ask you to make me a survival check, please.
17 plus 7?
17 plus 7. Based on where you've travelled now, you reckon you've gone fully under the walls, under the city itself, and you feel like you're travelling a bit further in towards the centre, probably a bit beyond where the tavern sits right now, closer towards the central market of the city, if you like, where there are those black market traders, there are thieves' dens, there are night establishments for people that need to get their rocks off in an evening or a daytime. There's sort of no judgment around here.
Could we tell whether these cavings were done on purpose or result of just fallen rock?
Make me an H check, please.
So that is a 21.
21. It's kind of half and half. They look natural, but based on the structure of stuff around you, that it would have had to be caused by something, but it's not like somebody has come and hewn the rock. You're not aware of any sort of like tremors or anything in the area. There's been no earthquakes, so it's weird that there are these strange cave-ins.
Yeah. This doesn't... I think these might have been done on purpose.
Maybe someone's behind that door and they'll tell us all about it.
Hello, behind the door!
That's only slightly subtler than punching the door in, I suppose.
Yeah.
Learning.
There is no response from behind the door.
There's no one there, it's fine.
Or
I
maybe they
will
didn't
open
hear
the
you.
door.
Hello, behind the door!
I will open the door.
You open the door, and as you open the door and the light of the torch bleeds in, you see a corridor that extends for about 15-20 feet and then just ends in rocks. It's totally caved in, so wherever this went, totally impassable.
Okay. I'm going to peek in and just peer behind the door, because it seems like a good place to hide something, a dead end of a tunnel.
Yeah.
But
And there's not that much space. The door sort of opens against
Yeah.
the wall, so you sort of peek and just try and look behind the door to see if there's anything there.
it just seems pointless. Just take the door away. This is just there to tempt us. and I'll angrily stomp back.
Sweet, then make me a perception check, please.
19?
19. As you shout that second time louder, you do hear a strange shuffling to your left-hand side. The sound of very quick movement. Doesn't last very long.
Is that the side that had the door on it?
That is the side that sort of it's in the direction of where these new cave-ins were and where it looks like it opens out into a bigger area, if you like.
I'm just gonna toddle that way a little bit. Like everyone's like messing around over there, and I'm just like taking a step over.
Are you stealthy or not?
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Stealth check.
A little bit stealthy.
A little bit stealthy.
A little bit stealthy.
Well, half
Dirty
stealth
20.
check.
Dirty 20, great. So you manage to sort of stick to the shadows, hiding away from the torchlight as Fratton is just looking at this gnome, walk through a door, peek behind, and the druid sort of just stood there like, yeah, okay, probably playing with a bit of fungus, let's just go down the wall. As you peer round to the left, there are darker spots on the floor, which you can just about see. And it opens up into this wide central chamber. You can see a number of corridors and exit ways. There's one to the north, if you like, there's one to the west, and you are coming in through the eastern corridor. Nothing to the south. There is a door to the north, to the northern exit, and you can begin to hear the sound of rushing water. To the west, the corridor just continues on, there's no door. It looks like this was potentially a lot wider, but the rocks have sort of caved in down the sides to make it much, much narrower. It's now only about 5-10 foot wide.
I'm going to not necessarily come out the shadows, but come up right half and go. Think there's something
That's why I hate the little ones.
Well, I didn't do anything. I've got a very noticeable hat.
Yeah, but you're like a beacon. Just goes. What?
There was movement over there.
Oh, right.
And there's also more marks. I need the torch.
Alright. Are you done here with the door? Or?
There's nothing down here. It's just an empty corridor. It's like someone should take this door down and build a wall here so that people don't just, get lost and wander down an empty corridor. It's outrageous. There's just no maintenance down here.
I guess you should complain to someone high up.
When we find who owns these tunnels, I will be making a formal complaint. I can promise you.
I'm going to hurry along with you guys because I was like, I'm not dealing with that.
Okay, I'm coming.
The gnome continues his tirade, and then you all continue into this central corridor, whereas the light gives you a bit more visibility now, and those dark spots on the floor you can see are blood patches, if you like. And you can see maybe footprints in a couple of them.
Look at the footprints, look at my feet. No, they don't match. It's fine, it's fine. That's not where it came from. What are you looking?
So the patches,
Right.
and there's water north. It
Look
sounds
the
like
exact
water.
opposite direction we should look.
No, that way. There you go. And then there's a corridor down there. But I definitely thought I heard something over here.
Well, with the moving and the blood and the footprints, I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Is it a big patch of blood or a little patch of blood?
These are more smaller, just sort of patches.
Has
It's
there been-
almost like there's been footprints or somebody's just been moving along and it's...
Has there been drip marks as we've been coming along the corridor, or is it more?
There would have been,
Okay.
but... Huge great
There were
Dragonborn
big
feet
Dragonborn
just in the way
footprints
now.
instead.
Well, where do we want to do? Do we want to go check the water, check the noise?
I mean, checking the noise seems sensible. Maybe it's the central, and we can just ask him what's going on, and this whole thing can be over.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be just the case. And I will take point and I'll follow towards the noise.
So you head sort of straight across the central room and into the western corridor, which is only about sort of 20 feet long, if you like, and then bends around to the right, and as it bends around to the right and you hold the torch up, you can see a door, wooden door, ahead of you.
Do you want to ask if anyone's home?
I knock on the door.
No response.
I knock on the door.
As you knock on the door, there is instantly a flash of purple light, and you see sword drawn, spell in hand, a female figure stood over a figure behind her, holding a spell with a sword, just looking at you. This sort of flowing brunette hair, this strange black and purple armour, and a very malevolent looking blade, actually, long sword. And she's just going to stand and look at you. You come closer, and I will use this.
All right. Who's the person that she's over?
As you sort of hold the torch up, you can see a darker skinned human who is sort of just huddled holding their stomach. And you can see they do not look good. Their head's just sort of lolling about a little bit. And there is blood slowly pouring onto the floor. This human has a snake wrapped around their neck and a quarterstaff on their back.
I'm not sure what we walked into, but are you perhaps with a what is it?
Centaur.
That's what he
Yes.
said.
Who's asking?
We are.
Hi, I'm Talia. Does your friend need some help? I can help.
As I do a quick insight check. It's not great. This female figure sort of looks at you, realises no one's attacked, lets the spell go, and steps to the side, if you can help him do so. But keeps hold, now has the sword sort of in two hands, ready to take you on if you do any damage.
Necessary. Yeah, cool. Can I assess how much damage this person has taken, so I can decide what to do next?
Make me a medicine check, please.
It's not really good. Cool. So that's a 7.
7. Yeah, they've taken a good wound to the stomach. You're not sure how much blood's been lost or how far this wound goes in, or if it damaged any major organs or anything like that.
Going to guess at least a pint and a half.
Yeah, at least a pint and a half of blood, yeah.
Do they look like they've got like A negative blood?
Would you like to taste it just to find out?
Lick it.
Are they a goblin? Because if they're not a goblin, then it's not the same person that's bleeding outside. So
Yeah, totally. Okay, I'm just going to get some moss out of my pouch, put it on the wound, and grab my staff of healing and cast Cure Wounds, but I'm only going to do it at the first level for the moment. So that is... Let's use the chicken dice. Ooh, 13 points of healing.
13 points of healing. As I just bring up character sheets, which I totally forgot to open.
That's fine.
Excellent stuff. So, 13 points of healing, and you see this male individual just sort of take a deep shuddering sigh. As the blood flow stems, there's still a wound there, but you've almost stabilised them, if anything.
Okay, cool.
And this female individual, who you realise now you've got closer, is actually elven. Sort of point of the ears just breaking through this brunette hair, and they wear this sort of tiara diadem type thing with just a single gem in the middle. And as I say, this black and purple armour, and she sort of lets her sword come down a little bit, still eyeing the Dragonborn for some reason.
It's probably the massive sword.
Probably the massive sword, yeah.
What does her sword look like?
It is the hilt itself is black metal, and then the blade, which sort of, as I say, it looks malevolent, but there is a purple sheen to the blade itself, to the metal of the blade. It's very, very sharp. You would definitely get a feeling that there's some magic in this blade.
very nice. How... I've been in the city for a little while. How uncommon are magical weapons? Do I see them on the backs of every other person I see, or...?
Most people in the city would not if they did have magical weapons, would not be wielding it in front of everybody else. They'd keep
Where
these
they get
sorts of
mugged
things
and have it
secret.
stolen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So did you find him like this? Put him like this?
This was not my doing. No.
Right.
We were with another, and some things happened, and
Big chap, 4 legs.
Possibly horse head.
Or horseback, we're not sure.
you clearly know more than you're letting on. Yes, there was a centaur with us. Yes.
You were right.
Yeah.
Why do you ask?
We were just curious.
Do you not ask everyone you meet if they're with a centaur? That's what I've been doing all day. I've always wanted to see a centaur.
You're weird.
Yes. I've heard that before.
Like some weird characters, and she sort of, granted nobody's attacked right now, she's just going to sort of sit back a little bit next to this individual, and she's just going to pat him on the leg. I think we're okay now, Johannes. Just take a breath. I'm assuming none of you are going to try and kill me right now.
Not right now. Maybe later.
At least I've got a chance for a breath, that's fine.
The centaur, where did he go?
To take him.
By what?
There's a good question, I have no idea.
Awesome. Was it the same thing that did this?
Yes, we
Cool.
barely saw it. I barely had a chance to draw my blade before Johannes was on the floor and the centaur was gone.
Have you pissed off a guy called Jerry?
Jerry.
Mimic's tongue?
Tavern? It was closed.
No, opened up again.
When did it close?
There was an attack, it was totally ransacked.
That's really bad.
Who ran it before?
There's a hobgoblin that ran it. Well, for this city, it was fairly friendly.
So probably just been rebuilt then.
Oh, Jerry
Yeah.
did it beforehand. Jerry
Yeah.
owned it before.
That's what I meant.
And then it got ransacked.
And then it's just been rebuilt back into.
But Jerry's still right there.
Yeah. So yeah, Jay. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Is it opened again? Was it always cold?
Cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually quite nice. It's far too warm out here in the city.
You realise we're in a desert, right?
Yeah, but it was really cold in there. We'll show you after this, it's fine. Maybe you could come back with a drink. Once we find the centaur, maybe they can come back with a drink.
Yeah,
For a drink
yeah,
with
we
us.
can show you Jerry's. And
I'm looking meanfully at Francis.
Yeah. Don't see why not.
Exactly.
No
it really is
offence,
quite
if
refreshing.
we get out of here, I'm out, I'm gone. I'm not staying in this city anymore.
Because you got attacked in a sewer. Why was you even down here?
We've got business. Or we had business.
Who did you have business with?
I'm not sure I quite trust any of you enough to give you any information
I
at
can
this stage.
undo that healing if you like.
Well, that's going to make me trust you even less.
Exactly. I came in here. You had a sword drawn and a spell thing, but I still came in here to help your friend. Surely you can at least
I'm-
trust me, kind of.
Backed into a corner. Make me a persuasion roll, please.
Do you want some ale?
Do you know what? Yes, absolutely.
Do you want some ale? So that's going to be a
Oh god,
13.
that's awful.
But I'm going to give myself. No, I've already rolled, so I'll do it later. Yeah, so it's 13.
13.
I keep forgetting I can give myself guidance. Okay, wait, I'll know.
We came to get information. And I'm backed into a corner, quite literally backed into a corner here, so there's no way I'm getting out of this without telling you something. There's something off with this place, always has been. And my friends to the... I suppose they're east of here now. Well, everything's east of here. They need that information.
So just information on how off this place is. That makes sense.
Have you ever seen who runs this city?
Has anyone?
There's a question.
I mean, I've
Some
only
of
been
my
here for
friends
3
probably
days.
have.
I haven't been here very long.
Did you say sorry?
Just that I've only been here a few days. What I wouldn't have expected to see who ran the city.
You look strangely familiar.
I have one of those faces.
Sure.
When your friends are out east, why do they want to know what's wrong with the city?
You're familiar with the kingdom. Its predicament.
No.
Everything seems fine.
How old are you?
What a personal
Yeah.
question.
Yes, it is personal, but
It's also a question I don't know the answer to.
That's what I was trying to stall for you.
I'm in my 40s.
something tells me you've lived a very, very closeted lifestyle.
Maybe.
How much of Nialin have you seen?
Well, I've been in this city for a few days.
And before that?
I was somewhere else.
Idril?
Who are you? Why are you stalking me?
I'm not stalking you, I can just tell by you and your nature.
Yes, I come from Idril. And yes, I've come here now.
Idril ignores everything that goes on in his kingdom, I'm going to say that right now. And the Prime Arcanum there, leader of your magical cult, whatever you want to call them, is just as bad as anybody else. And Nialin is not where it should be.
But I found it. If it wasn't where it would be, I'd have got lost.
Yes, we're all here. Have you tried to leave Nialin before?
Well, no, I only just got here.
No, we're in the Black City. You come from Idril.
Sorry, I thought I was in Nialin.
You are in Nialin. Nialin's the kingdom. So yeah, think of Nialin like the world, if you like.
Got
You're
it,
in the Black
fine.
City, Idril. I should have made that clearer.
Well, then of course I haven't tried to leave the world. That seems insane.
How would you leave a world? I guess you can play shift.
That's not far off.
She just suddenly just thinking, can I do that? Just stops. That's it.
Look, my friends and I, from the east, we have been fighting a war. And this is why I asked of how much of Nialin you've seen, because nearly every city now, bar this one, has been overrun and attacked. There is something here. Something that we needed to uncover. My centaur friend was close to finding out its location. And then we were attacked. I'm sorry, I cannot get over. You are far too familiar.
Well, I don't know. Where do you come from?
Well, I've spent the last 30 years of my life, I suppose you could say, in Glen Tuag.
Yeah, then I will look familiar, yeah.
Have you got any relations?
No.
What a strange question. Everyone has relations at some point. How would he have been brought into this world without relations?
I think usually it's alive.
If you're in Glentoag, then you probably know certain accord. Yes.
I knew him before he died. For the rest of you, here in Glen Tuag, if you want to make sort of either a wisdom check or an intelligence check, feel free.
I was going to ask.
9.
Great. You've literally been Idril Black City, not seen anything else.
So that's a natural 20.
21.
The two of you know Glentua quite well. It is almost not legendary, but it's held in high status within Nialin itself. It's the seat of an organisation known as the Malt Masters, for individuals who are supposedly there to help Nialin and almost to govern Nialin as a whole, although most people have come to blows with them. They've not helped the cities around them, they've kept themselves quite insular. But you would have also heard of a group of individual known recently as the Wardens, who are seemingly now running things and seemingly causing waves throughout Nialin.
He died, did he? Well, I always told him he would be the first one to go.
She sits there for a moment. There is a look of sadness across her face, and Johannes, who sits next to her, just sort of manages to sit up a bit taller and struggles. You should show him more respect.
Why?
Because he died with honour.
There's no honor dying for being a vessel of some god.
And what do you fight for?
Myself?
One of them.
There are ways to serve those above without having to be the sole purpose. I use their power, but I use their power to enhance me, not to anything else.
So you take and don't give in return.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Yes. No wonder you two were estranged. Thailania, what are we doing? Are we going to stay here or are we getting out? And she's just going to look and say, we've got no options. What? Are you going to allow us to leave? Can you help us find our friend?
You're going to help them find the centaur?
I mean, sure, but Jerry also said that there were 2 other people traveling with the centaur that also needed to be brought in, so...
So you are here for us then? And you can see her hands reaching out to the blade at this point.
There's 4 of us and 2 of you.
I wouldn't fancy your chances. Surely, if you let us help you find your centaur friend, maybe there'll be a better chance for you then. Or maybe you can convince us why helping you is better than, doing a job that we've been asked to do.
She places the sword back down on the floor and just sort of sits and leans forward, rubs her temples a bit. Oh, fuck. If you can find him, he's the one with the knowledge. I only know so much. I'm a warrior at the best of times. I leave the magical stuff to those that understand it better.
Do you know anything about this knowledge he had? Is it a powerful thing underneath the city where we seem to be going?
Yes. Supposedly.
But you know nothing else. But you believe the centaur does?
Yes.
Don't get shit in his wound.
No, you're probably a bit late for that. But I will clean it out, at least.
So we get your centaur friend, then we come back, and when we come back, if you're not here, we'll just kill him, because we get paid the same whether we bring you alive or not. But if you're here, then all 3 of you can go alive to Jerry.
Okay. Don't suppose I have much choice. Johannes certainly isn't any fighting state. I only hope that when you find my friend, your eyes will be opened and you won't just follow some blind tavern keeper who, honestly, I thought was dead.
It's a pretty life name.
On that, thinking back, having meeting him, was there anything that would suggest that he was not alive?
Make me either... make me a nature check.
In theory, I can do that. 17.
17. Very much seemed alive, but now you think back and sort of picture Jerry in your head. There were some very fresh and distinct scars that sort of came down here and also across the neck.
Someone just stapled Jerry's face onto someone else and carried about their business.
Face off style. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So, do you have any idea where to start looking?
Our next movement before we got attacked was to go through the sewer pipe.
Why is everything about sewers in this damn town?
Because it's the easiest way to get around without being found.
The
Supposedly.
smell! Look at my robes! Do you have any
Already.
idea how long this will take to get out?
I'm the sort of man.
She might be about to make an amazing friend.
She just sits there and goes, whatever. Casts prestidigitation, and all of the mess comes off your robes.
Thank you very, very much. You do not understand what you've done for me. I'm sure they're going to get messed up again, but at least I have a moment of freshness.
When you come back, I'll clean them again, and then consider ourselves on the road to being even.
Right. Down the pipe.
You'll have to hold your breath. Quite a lot of water going down the sewage pipe.
Is it water?
I don't think it's water.
Try not to think about these things and just get on with the task at hand.
Cool. Is the pipe quite like next to us, or?
Sorry, were you asking?
Yeah, I'm asking you, Matt.
No.
Can we see
hear
the
the
pipe?
sound of? You can all hear
Oh,
the
okay.
sound of rushing water.
God, yeah.
That
That
makes sense.
is background there. You can sort of safely assume that. But the individual who's now been revealed as Sailor on it does turn around and say to you, "Yes, if that's where you want to go, then central chamber and north. We can all hear the water, right? That's where you need to head. Just make sure you hold your breath and probably close your eyes."
Yeah. Oh, turn around. Head back to the main chamber. Go for a swim.
Cool.
Doesn't that sound pleasant?
As you do sort of get to where the sound of water is, there is a heavier looking door at this point. It's still a wooden door, but it's reinforced with metal, iron banded, and it is currently closed.
Maybe we should try and open this one and not punch through it. It looks a bit sturdier.
Sounds like a challenge to me, but I will accept it.
I attempt to open the door.
It is locked.
God damn it.
It's just a...
Can any of us be dexterous enough to open doors?
It's not really my thing. Doors just kind of open for me when I arrive.
Stop pulling my hand back.
I can try and pick it with, if anyone's got anything to pick it with.
I mean, do you think it's likely that they've got a key? I could just nip back there. Presumably they've been in and out of this door and they said they were going that way. I'm going to go back to them and ask for a key, but I feel that by the time I get back, there might be a fist-sized hole in this door.
I'll count to 10.
I'm not running, so I will stop.
So you walk back round and sort of ask the two individuals if they've got a key, and Johannes is just going to reach inside and say, hopefully someone can make use of these, and just tosses a thief's tool set at you.
Been a while. And I'll stroll back to the door.
Where I'm imagining Fraton is going 7.
Yes.
Can anybody use these?
I mean, we can, but whether we could use them successfully.
I mean, I can try, but I'm not going to be very good at it. It's more...
I feel that you are more dexterous than me. I've only got little legs. I don't move very well, and
You unlock doors with your legs?
I rely on magic rather than being lazy and actually doing things. It just seems...
Give me the set.
There you go.
Thank you. And I will try and unlock the door.
Okay. So I don't think you're proficient.
No.
So I'm going to ask you to make me a straight dexterity check, please.
It's a 9.
A 9. So you've got about 4 of these thieves' tools in this set remaining, lockpicks, and the first one snaps.
Do you want me to have a try? Have a try. Would you believe I got 8?
You come up and a bit ham-fisted, just sort of. Well, there's that one gone.
I run to the under corridor, run into the door, short tackle, try to break
Move
it.
out the way.
I do not care if they're still in the way.
As soon as we see the lights start moving,
We know what's coming.
I kind of want to make you make a bit of a dexterity saving throw to get out of the way here. So make me dexterity saving throws. As Fratton, I need you to make me an unarmed strike against the door, please.
Oh,
24.
lovely.
24. Snoop is just like
20.
20?
18.
8? Yeah, you're all just sort of hear this
18.
18 as Fratton then just slams into the door. Roll damage, please.
If it's an unarmed strike, it's just 8.
Just 8.
Just.
The door itself buckles in, not quite broken, but there is a big Dragonborn-sized dent in it now.
is there enough for us to, rather than keep hitting the door, to remove part of the door so we can get through?
You got anything that you would be able to sort of break the door with?
I'm starting to run to the end of the corridor.
Wait.
I mean, no.
I was looking on the wrong screen. I have a sickle, so I'd like to take the sickle out and just do hand on the pointy end and try and like wedge it in.
Try and lever it open a bit more.
Try and get part of the wood that's actually splintered to come out, so that we've got less of a door to deal with.
Okay. Make me a sleight of hand check, please. But I'm going to say because you're using your sickle and you are proficient with said item, you can add your proficiency bonus to it.
Nice.
12 plus 5, so 17.
17. So you wedge the sort of the sickle in and just, and part of this door does come away. I'll say there's enough now for the smaller party members definitely to get through. Larger party members may have to try and squeeze through somehow, and probably going to have to take swords off backs to get in. But yeah, you can now hear a very loud rushing of water, and in fact, as you stick your face through, you can feel the spray hitting your face.
It's not, when I pull out, it's not red, is it? It's definitely water.
No, it's more brown.
Okay. As long as it's not blood, I can deal with the rest of it.
I think I'd rather blood. But I will climb through the gap in the door. That's the gnome-sized gap.
So you climb through, and what you see now is it's a sewer pipe, but part of it's been totally removed. So there's sort of this part of the pipe jutting down from the ceiling, and you can see the rest of the pipe below. But it's almost like this bit right in front of you has just been taken out of the way, so the water is just flowing straight down.
I will walk to the door. And seeing it, I'll just take the greatsword, put it on the side, and climb through, grab the greatsword, and bring it with me.
Sort of wiggle a little bit, and eventually get through, and you're through. Everybody else going through?
Yep.
So you're all now stood around this hole in the floor with just this water cascading down. You're all getting sprayed now. So, there is a fine mist in this room anyway. But even though it's brown, the smell kind of smells more like Talia than it does excrement. It's that musty water type
worse?
smell.
Is that
You
better?
tell me.
Alright, we're going down.
Yep. Time to go, I guess.
Is it just one whole pipe full of water?
Just one whole pipe, yeah. It's wide though. It's probably a good 10-15 feet wide, so it's not a small pipe by any means.
I'll put the staff on my back, hold on to my hat, and just jump in.
Jump in. Make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, jolly good.
Really good.
That's a nat one.
One. So you jump in, and you're not used to jumping in water anyway. But this is actually really, really icy cold water as well, and it hits you for a minute, and all the breath is gone from your body. You are going to take as a result. Not too much there. 2 points of cold damage.
Okay.
And you begin to struggle to breathe as you slide around this. So I am now going to need another Constitution saving throw, please.
Roll better.
That's
I mean, I did roll better. That's a 5.
Oh, okay.
You're going to take an additional 6 points of cold damage. And then you just come sliding out of this tube and...
Well, that was not pleasant.
You've swallowed a fair bit of this water.
No, I haven't. No, that did not happen. Nope.
As you've been trying to sort of breathe in that moment as the shock hits you. Is anybody following suit?
Yeah, I jumped up for.
Make me a Constitution saving throw.
I'll be like, that looks really fun.
That is dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You just hold your breath. Even though you feel the cold, doesn't affect you, and you come straight out of the tube into this sort of stone room that is flooding with water itself, but there's a giant grate on the floor at this point where the water is then seeping down. To find, Pomfig would have come down shortly after you to just cough and splutter. But yes, you find yourself in this probably fairly large room to fit the pipe, probably around 30 by 30 foot room.
Yep.
Cool. Are we going in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of you make me Constitution saving throws, please.
I got a natural 20.
A natural 20. Straight out the other end.
22.
Nice. Both of you come down. And as you sort of land on the floor, you see Fratum just sort of stunned there. The torch is out. There's no way that torch is surviving that water. And it is dark down here. And you can hear Pomfik just sort of coughing, retching a little bit, and shivering somewhat.
Most unpleasant.
Did you forget to hold your breath?
It was cold. I held my breath, but I jumped in and the cold... when I jump into water, it's a nice, pleasant, warm bath. Not a cold, freezing pipe of shit.
Plus you're all covered in shit again, so...
Yeah.
Not happy.
Can anyone...
You can look around.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Have you got dark vision?
I do.
Okay. So you would see this 30 by 30 foot room, and you see there is an exit to the northwest, if you like. You orientate yourself that way. This looks more... I'm trying to think of the word now. The room around you looks more solid, properly constructed, reasonably well maintained. So this looks more used, if anything. Despite this being some sort of exit for a sewage pipe, there are very strong stone walls around you, and almost a marbled type floor effect. Make me an edge check, please.
4.
4. Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Can I get out my semi-dry torch?
Yeah.
And go, dry one. I'll take the wet one.
So now as the light sort of fills the room, you have to move slightly further away from this cascading water and out of the way. But you see this corridor just sort of is around 15-20 foot wide that exits out to the northwest, carries on ahead. There's a small alcove to the left, looks like it's fairly empty, and then the whole corridor shifts around a bit more. You see with the light of the torch what look like maybe a random set of manacles on the floor, almost like they've just been discarded.
Well, where to, do you think?
Well, I'm guessing through that door. This is...
That's a good point.
I walk up to it. Please be unlocked. Please be unlocked. Please be unlocked. Please be unlocked.
It's just an exit.
Oh, okay. It's unlocked.
The manacles, are there 2?
So it's a set
It's
of
2,
manacles for 2 wrists, basically connected by a chain, or 2 wrists, 2 ankles, whatever.
So not 4 for the...
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I think.
It's confusing. Go through the door and keep an eye out, I guess.
Okay.
I'd probably have a look at the manacles and go through anything magic about them. They're just a standard
Maybe
set
an
of
arcana check,
metal
please.
manacles. Ooh, that's 25.
There is something magical about these manacles. I'll say with a 25 and your understanding of magical things, of enchantments, they are enchanted to be more difficult to break out of, or more difficult to pick. They are basically there to reinforce the
Okay, so nothing unusually magic, but yeah, just something.
It's there to reinforce the steel.
But not your average set of manacles. But yeah, if they're not going to help us, I'd leave them there.
I think they might help us if we have to capture some people. Although
We just let the other 2
I
go.
looked at a fact and I was like, they're probably going to be dead by the time we finish, so probably won't need it.
I mean, I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that so 300 gold each was the deal for bringing them back, but they were talking about this centaur knowing about some great power under the city. Surely that's got to be worth more than 300 gold.
It's true. I'm also concerned about the whole whether that Jerry was dead or not, because it's very cold in there.
It was very cold,
Yeah,
like a morgue.
that's what I was thinking. Like cold. Even the fungus don't like it, which is weird.
Do funguses normally like and dislike things?
Yeah, they're sentient beings. I can talk to them.
I mean, I eat them. I also eat meat, I suppose, so that doesn't really make sense. Okay.
Yeah. You eat meat, so they're sentient beings.
Yes. I've never really thought of mushrooms as being sentient beings.
Yeah. They're like me anyway.
I try and work out your sentience.
Thanks.
Well, okay, if you think they'll be useful, I'll bring them with me and I'll bring a set of manacles. But, I mean, they're big and heavy and I'm only a small gnome, throwing them over my shoulder.
I can literally carry them for you.
I'll take them off my shoulder.
Thanks.
Excellent. So these manacles do make a lot of noise. You pick them off the stone and it echoes around this chamber that you're in.
Can I, not necessarily what I can do, but can I just like put some moss on it and then put it in my backpack so it just doesn't bang around so
Just
much?
sort of
Yeah,
you
nice.
dampen the sound.
Yeah.
A little bit. So yeah, no, I'll let you do that. That's nice.
Thanks.
Do we think we need to be, like, sneaking around down here and not... I mean, sneaking is not my strong suit, but I also like to talk quite a lot. I do happen to know a spell where we could just all talk to each other in our heads, and that way if we need to speak to each other, we won't necessarily alert anyone else.
You'll hear a message in your head in my voice saying, like this.
Well, yes, but did the other two hear you when you did that?
Hear what?
I rest my case. So yeah, if everyone agrees, I would cast Rary's telepathic bond, which means we can all talk to each other as we go through.
Awesome.
I mean, you could just stop talking and then maybe.
But how would you learn all the insightful things that I wish to discuss with you?
Please don't give me insightful things. Please don't.
No.
And you can probably see one of Sleether's eyes just sort of slightly looks to the side and then comes back.
Should I go first with the torch?
I mean, you can, but I don't need the torch to see.
Nor do I, to be fair.
It's just you.
Just you.
But sure, go ahead.
Well, I need the torch. And I was
Now you said you were keeping a lookout, didn't you? Sort of just looking around the area.
as I'm walking.
Yeah. So make me a perception check, please.
Sure. 19.
So you turn the corner and find this sort of larger chamber. It breaks off into a couple of empty rooms that you can see, but then ahead of you, the path narrows down to about 10 feet wide. And there in the middle, as you approach it, you stop for a second, as there's a slight raise in the floor.
Bring torch down to it.
Looks like a pressure plate.
Well, don't step on this one. I'll just hop over.
Okay.
Keep the torch out.
With my telepathic bond, did I detect a consideration of not telling us?
Definitely did. Definitely did. Yeah. There was a moment. There was a flash of that.
Cool. So you would hop over, and in front of you, you can see that there is a wall that juts out as you sort of have to bend round. Is everybody hopping over this pressure plate? I'm assuming nobody's going to stand on it.
No.
We'll see it just like jump onto it. No, definitely go round.
First person.
I'm tempted to see what it would do.
I know, but I'm so
Find out
curious
the way
about it. It'll find out. We'll put central on the way out, so what happens.
Or what if it's gas?
Then it's
I
gas.
suppose.
We'll have
Why would there be gas down here when there already is gas?
I don't know. As Fracken's walking, can I just be using thaumaturgy just to keep like making the light flick on the torch, like brighten and dark, and darkness, with the odd like colour just jotted in there, just for quite a bit.
Yeah, the torch is changing sort of orange, red, big green, little blue.
What are you doing with that torch?
It's almost like a disco in the middle of this.
Because I don't know which one of them is doing this. It's just, you start to hear the wood creak as my grip gets tightened.
Do not break my torch.
I mean, technically there could be two of us doing this.
Exactly. The sword is big enough though. I'll just
Not me.
Good stuff. So, as you then sort of approach this wall, turn to the side and follow the path through, it opens out now into a larger chamber, and you see again statues on pedestals at this point, littered around. I say littered, placed evenly around this staircase, which then leads to a spiral staircase. And as you then turn around almost a 180, you see down a corridor, and you can see what looks like maybe cells, jail cells, prison cells.
Can I do a check again to see if I can work out roughly where we are in the city?
Yes, you can. Make me a survival check, please.
Can I give you guidance, please?
With guidance.
Guidance, 1d4.
So that is 23.
23. You reckon now, thinking back and sort of understanding where the pipe went and bent, and you sort of try and associate and orientate yourself, you reckon you're probably close to the centre of the city somewhere.
Okay.
Cool.
I won't be able to see. I'm not going to ask that question. Sorry.
What was the question?
How far can I see down the spiral staircase?
Well, you'd have to go and walk towards the spiral staircase if you wish to, but it's certainly further down than 10 feet.
Yeah.
Can I hear or see anything in the cells? Or have we not got to that bit?
How far are you going in?
I'll just keep going.
You're just going to keep walking in?
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen?
Make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Can't even see this person.
You can't
16.
See, can't see because of the lights.
Yeah, as the light's reflected off it, I was like, great, cool.
You take a few steps forward, and as one of your feet sort of presses on the floor, you feel it give way beneath you, and you instinctively sort of jump back as the floor just caves in, crumbles, and you can see there is a 10-foot square area now that has just collapsed, and there's a giant spike pit in front of you.
Hi. Guys, there's a spike here. I say in my head.
I think you should go around that.
Yeah, probably.
So there is a very thin sort of ledge around the edge. I'm going to need an acrobatics check, if you like, to try and sidle your way along the edge there.
Okay, cool. Let's see. I don't know whether I was good at that. That's not too bad.
It seems very excessive.
So 21.
21. You just sort of manage to sidle along. I'll say there are sort of these fungal growths that grow out as you sort of sidle and grip you to the wall as you then come around, and you then can see these 8 cells, 4 on one side of the corridor, 4 on the other one. And there is a shuffling from one of the furthest cells down.
I didn't hear the shuffling earlier though, did I?
No.
So I wouldn't say, oh, it's something else. Okay, cool. I have 60 feet of dark vision.
60 feet dark vision. You can see all the way to the end here.
Can I see anything shuffling?
I'll say as you sort of walk down this corridor and approach the furthest cell on the left as you're looking down, there is sort of a shuffled movement, and you can hear a distinct sort of, it's almost like stone on stone movement as a hoof just sort of pushes up. And then the sound of a manacle clinking, just sort of bonds clinking, metallic bonds clinking.
Did the other two tell us what the name of the centaur was? No, cool.
We didn't even ask what her name was.
I
We
know,
caught the
we
other one
asked
when she said it.
Oh,
But
so we know what this was called, but that's it. Okay, cool. I'm going to. Yeah, let's lead into the chaos. I'm just going to call out like, "Hello, Mr. Centaur. Your friend sent us. Jonas sent us."
Yeah. Johannes sent
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Sorry, who are you?
Hi, I'm Talia.
Ponfec.
You're not even down there yet.
Oh, I thought. Sorry, I apologise.
I said it in my head. You're not down there. Stop.
Well, you clearly don't work down here. You've set off the trap. Don't touch the door, whatever you do.
Okay. What is it gonna do?
Well, from what I understand of... I make things like this. Probably leave you trapped in your own mind, from what I can understand.
Okay. I have some friends, I guess. I have some
Rescue
co-workers. I'm just gonna let them know it's safe. So I'm gonna like say in my head, does it have a rain shower?
Nope.
Cool.
If you're on the same plane of existence, we can talk.
Oh no. So I'm gonna say, it's safe to come down. There is a big spike. You have to wiggle your way around it. Come down. Do not touch the door. Down the centaur. Over and out. That's it.
Nice. So if everybody's coming down, I need everybody to make me acrobatics checks, please.
I'm going to use my winged boots and go over because I completely forgot about
just
it.
run up and dum, 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 like anime run through the air and just gently touch
I
down.
should
the
have
other
used
side.
it when we went to the pint.
Be a 19.
19, you managed to sort of sidle your way across
22.
and get to the other side. Both of you, despite your big frame as well, you sort of just managed to get across. And you walk down this corridor to then, as you come around the corner, you can see this centaur with sort of a chestnut horse body and then a male humanoid torso that has got the sort of leather armour, or is encased in this leather armour with these straps, and you can see numerous tools in these straps. The hair is braided and then sort of tied back. There is a big bloody scrape across the face, and you can see what looks like a small wound to the side of the centaur's, the horse part of the centaur's body. And the centaur is actually sort of laid down and has been sort of scrabbling up, but is not stood, cannot stand in this cell. It is almost like they've shrunk the ceiling somehow to make it so they can't stand up in it.
You can't touch the door of this cell, you say?
Well, I don't recommend it.
Do you know if there's any other protections around here?
I think you've triggered one of them.
I mean on the cell specifically.
Not from what I can work out. I've been trying to figure out how to get back to my friends. You said you met Johannes. Are they okay?
Yeah.
Ish. Johannes has had a bit of a wound. He's okay. We helped.
I healed him a little bit.
And the female?
Seemed fine. Bit feisty. Threatened to kill us when we first
Very
arrived.
feisty.
but,
You should meet her husband.
But if there's no other protections, let's just keep this simple, and I'll dimension door into the cell.
Nice. And he's just going to be there like, I didn't like when the cleric did that, and I like it even less when you do it.
Well, you'll probably like this a bit better, though, and I'll take hold of him and say, be willing, and teleport out of the
He has the briefest moment to think, and goes, okay. And you just bamf back out, and he then sort of stands and stretches a little bit, and you can see it winces slightly as he stands using the feet on the side, or the legs on the side that's wounded. Well, thank you, I guess.
You're welcome.
Sorry,
I
I
guess.
didn't get any of you. I got your name, but not yours.
Ponfic.
Ponfic.
Pleased to meet you.
Slither.
Slither. You.
Oh, let's not go through this again. Yes, you've met him. Or
He was my brother. Carry on.
I liked Vreco. He was a good lad.
He was alright.
Well, he spent a lot of coin in my shop, let's put it that way. I was happy with that. My name is Mephisto. I am, I'm a purveyor of magical goods, actually, and if I get out of this shithole, you can come visit my shop anytime. I'll give you fantastic discounts. Fantastic
Sounds
discounts.
lovely.
If the shop still stands, I suppose I'll have to build another one now.
If you get out of this alive.
You're not planning on killing me, are you?
No, but death's
Price the
inevitable.
same. So.
Price.
Cards on the table. We were sent to obtain you because you were a shady character hanging around a lovely tavern.
Yeah.
I'm a shady character. Well,
This is what we were
To be
told.
fair,
I suppose I've done my shady deal in the time. I'll take it.
they said undesirable, and we're in the Black Sea, so they're
Sorry,
probably
who
really
said
nice.
undesirable?
Jerry.
Jerry.
Jerry's alive.
Jerry's alive.
Well, that's debatable. I'm
No,
not sure.
No. I've seen him. He's
Yeah,
alive.
we met Jerry. He had a bit of a scar on his face, but he's definitely alive.
I'm hearing alternative things, I'm not sure.
Cards on the table, as you say. Jerry's the one that gave us the information about where this was and how to get down here. And then the tavern was attacked.
God damn it, Jerry.
Well,
damn
that
it, Jerry.
sounds a bit like double dealing to me.
So, if we have to find you, and you have to find a thing, does that mean we just have to find the thing?
No, we have to find them. That's the deal.
But what if the thing is worth more than them?
We could annoy Jerry.
How much is
We-
Jerry going to pay?
It's going to pay me.
Yeah.
I paid Jerry for the information.
That explains it.
How much did you pay Jerry?
He was easily swayed at the time, 100 gold pieces.
So we get paid more if we bring them in. So.
Hey, whoa.
Just because he paid him 100 gold pieces doesn't mean it's
Jerry-
not worth more than 100 gold pieces.
But Jerry's not paying us.
Very true.
Listen, if it's gold you want, then gold I can provide.
In exchange for...
Not giving me over to whoever you're going to give me over to.
Okay.
And my friends, and if you help us get out of this shithole, then maybe I'll throw in a little bit extra. Maybe I'll throw in some magic items from the shop.
I mean, I'm all for the magic items. I do love a bit of magic.
It would really annoy Jerry.
It's just seeming to me like we were hired to remove some undesirables, but personally, these folks have been nothing but pleasant. We've had lovely conversations with all of them. There was a brief threatening when she thought that we'd arrived in poor deeds, I guess, but I think everyone's been lovely. And, you know, I'm really interested to find out about this secret magic thing you think you know something about.
I want to know your secrets.
Well, there's 4 of you, one of me, and I'm not the world's best combatant, so, that, and he points towards the other end where there's a staircase and the spiral staircase. That's where I was heading, until we were attacked and I got thrown in here by,
Yes, by what exactly? They weren't too clear on that upstairs.
well, believe it or not, I think it was a devil.
You think it was a devil.
Given the past experiences I've had over the last few months, I'm pretty bloody certain it was a devil.
That doesn't really narrow it down.
Well, I didn't see the thing, but I just know what's been haunting us and chasing us for weeks.
Where were you attacked?
outside the tavern. Well, by the culvert. That's where
Yep.
Jerry sent us, and then we were attacked, and I was brought here.
So in my head, why would they put him closer to where he needs to go?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It doesn't sound like it's on the level at all, this. It sounds very suspicious to me.
There's like eyebrows going all like.
We're just like literally just staring at each other.
And he's... I'll get him to make an arcana check. He's sort of standing there. If you want to have your private conversations, fine, but it's a little bit rude.
Well, I mean, we don't really know much about you. In our defence, you are being perfectly friendly, but you have to understand that we need to discuss a few things.
I'm a pretty honest... Hey, you said you healed Johannes. Don't mind, do you?
I have to save some stuff just in case.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
He was really, really hurt.
He looked like he was going to die at any moment. You also
He lost quite a
talking.
lot of blood.
There was like
In which case,
intestines.
I'm in your debt.
So, in our heads, what we're going to do? Should we just get him to find us a thing, and
will
then
see
we
him
can kill him and then take him back
Take
anyway?
out some tools and just sort of sit and play with things while he's waiting for you to have your conversation.
Is he still in any sort of manacles at all?
I'm going to say with the dimension door, you've
Oh, nice.
bumped him out of them.
Awesome.
Even better.
I guess we could always see what this guy was on about and then make our decision about what we do after that.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I've got a little bit of power of seeing a few things that happen, and I've been dreaming about something powerful underneath this city. I don't quite know what it is, but when I say powerful, I don't just mean, you know, your average magic item from the shop down the road. This is world-changing stuff.
He wouldn't have heard that, but Mephisto sitting there thinking, shop, magic, yeah.
Well, you know, I wasn't... I'm sure he'd agree, to be fair. Yeah. He's seeking it. If it was just a common thing, he'd make it.
Well, alright. We'll go.
I'm
Fulfill
sure
your
there will be
dream.
gold aplenty.
Great. Fill your dream and then we'll just get out of here.
Well, Mephisto, it seems you have a willing, adventuring party to come and find this this lovely magical item.
Amazing.
Are you going to accompany us?
I suppose I can. Those stairs might be a bit of a challenge.
I mean, I don't really want to use another dimension door, but I can do it if needed.
If we run into any trouble, you're going to need your magical ability to yourselves. I will do my best.
Just
What's that space or Ellie getting that there?
both.
Okay, cool.
Love it. Just that moment of...
Just me with that lady with all the equations.
Yeah.
Cool.
Love it.
So we're heading down towards the spiral staircase. So I will say, as you go down that first set of stairs, you now notice that there are these double sets of doors that have opened, and there are runes on these doors. Mephisto doesn't really pay him any notice. It's just clearly in a purpose.
I would, if there's runes, I would have a look at the runes, try and work out what they are.
Remind me of the languages you speak.
Celestial, Common, Elvish, and Gnomish.
You don't recognise any of the runes or the runic language that is
Very
there.
unfortunate.
I'd have a look at them as well. I've got Common, Druidic, half an Infernal.
Okay. Yeah, you would recognise with the Infernal.
I
that
feel I've got something that lets me do languages.
this is written in the Infernal language, and it talks about the Temple of the Purifying Immolation.
Oh. Well, I won't bother using my third eye then. But yes, I can indeed read things if I wish to.
You would get a feeling of the magic around there. There was a lot of heavy magic on this door, which is now beginning to diminish.
Okay. It doesn't seem like it's going to be dangerous to us going through it.
Doesn't feel like it, no.
Yeah, that's fine.
Anything else?
I guess we'll have a quick look around to see if there's any more pressure plates or traps. Or
Maybe
anywhere
perception checks as you're going down the stairs. Then.
Check these stairs.
13.
13?
here. 16.
11.
15.
None of you find any any trapped items or traps as you sort of move down the stairs. Mephisto actually lets you go first, sort of, and then begins to slowly make his way down.
Please don't fall, because you'll crush all of us.
I'll do my best. Sort of actually uses his hands to hold onto the wall at the same time, trying to bend his body down this spiral staircase. Things I get myself into, but I suppose we'll get an answer one way or another. You descend down to the bottom of this spiral staircase, and you enter a smallish room. Most of you are going to have to stay on the stairs for this, but there is a door immediately ahead of you. Just a simple wooden door. But the ground underneath is no longer stone. It is like sand and charred rock.
Doesn't seem like a normal floor for underneath the city.
Kind of expected not to, really.
Well, do you guys want me to open the door or no?
Do you want me to try and open the door?
But I literally just opened.
I will try and open the door.
The door just slides open. You have to push, and you can feel yourself pushing and sliding sort of ash and sand out of the way. And it's been cooler than the surface in these tunnels and these sort of corridors that you've been going through. But as you open this door, another wave of heat hits you.
And what do we see inside?
A chamber that had opened out. The floor is made of rocks, and in the rocks you can see the faintest cracks of what look like either molten rock or lava type veins. Make me investigation checks, please, everyone.
12 with my +9.
12.
6.
4.
Wow.
Fantastic. You see a stone floor with these thin molten rock veins.
Yeah.
Let's
Perfectly
do
normal.
Mephisto as well. Yep, he misses it as well. You carry on through. And so there's this chamber, and then right at the far end there's this corridor that bends around. And it's a very narrow corridor, single file down this one if you continue on through. The ground, as I say, is warm underfoot. It's not too hot to walk on, but you can certainly feel the heat, and it's getting more and more oppressive as you go through. Not enough to do any damage, but it's becoming uncomfortable. You follow this corridor round, and eventually opens out into a larger chamber. Again, this one probably a good 40 by 30 foot, and at the far end you can see another set of double doors that are slightly ajar and slightly open. Make the investigation checks again, please.
Can I get a sample of the
The guide as
process
well.
alchemy stuff? So I'll just get a little
26.
sample.
Absolutely. 26?
Yes.
11?
16.
16?
15. What was it? Is it investigation?
Investigation.
15.
15. So you two would now see these shiny items on the floor. There's 4 of them dotted around. They are these orange gemstones that are actually embedded into the floor. They look like they've been impacted into the floor.
Can I work out a purpose of them? I'd
You
go
can
for
make me an
1.
Arcana check, please.
If you stamp on things really hard,
Back on track.
can you do
14.
that?
14.
Try.
I'll let you add your proficiency bonus on top of that.
It already is.
Is that already on it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's a +9.
So,
14.
so with the 14, there is magic in them. They feel like they are storing some sort of power.
Okay.
I will say, given the knowledge that you have of what you've read and your dreams, you can surmise what these items are. And you suspect this may be an elemental gem.
But I don't want it summoning elementals while we're trying to investigate.
It's currently wedged in the floor as well, so you're sort of looking at it and investigating. If you want to pick them up, there's going to be a check involved to try and pick them up and do a strength check sort of thing to try and get them.
Yeah, I'd probably take my dagger out and try and wedge one out.
Prize one out. So make me a strength check, please.
Are they in a square?
They're
Or
in
they're
the
just-
floor. They're just sort of
just
randomly.
Okay. 13,
13.
which with a -1 isn't terrible.
You dig your dagger in and sort of Not budging.
Okay, there's power in these gems. It feels like elementally, but I can't get them out. I'm worried it's going to kind of trigger something, but maybe just keep your eyes out and be careful with them, and if something comes out of them, maybe try and kill it.
Do you want me to try and pick one up?
I mean, you can try. I mean, I did try myself, you see, and it just didn't come out. But yes, you're more than welcome to try.
Dig my hands in the stone and just pull it up.
Make me a strength check, please.
Not great. 15.
Not budging.
Well, that's not going anywhere. So
I mean, if we really think it could be useful, I suppose I could try something. And I'll kind of wave my hands, and a giant hand will appear. And I'll use Bigby's. Is it Bigby's hand?
Bigby's hand?
Bigby's hand to try and prise the gem out.
Describe to me the colour and the look of Bigby's
So
hand. as you
it
cast
is literally Ponfic's hand. It looks exactly like it in every single way. It's exactly like it, just about 5 times the size, and just huge, and therefore.
Make me a strength check with Bigby's hand then.
So
I'll say why that's
plus
going
8.
on. You probably would naturally keep a little bit of an eye out just to see what else is down here. Make me a quick perception check, please.
7.
7.
boy.
Believe it or not, the DC for this was not high at all. Because by those double doors, you see a bundle, if you like, or something on the floor that is out of place.
Okay.
Okay.
Luckily, Bigby's hand, as you know, gets a +8 to its strength check, so therefore I rolled 12.
So even Bigby's hand, as it sort of passes into the ground and lifts up, just not budging.
Can I borrow the torch, please?
Yeah, sure.
I need to borrow you as well.
Sure.
What's that?
Imagine adding him on as an afterthought.
I'll look over and I'll
With the torch.
probably come in closer.
Okay. Are you going to move closer?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you move within sort of 10 feet of this, and you see a body. A body that is holding some sort of metallic item, and it's almost curled around this metallic item. But there's this sort of brownish orange skin to it as you bring the torch closer, and the hair is patchy in places.
Is it breeding?
No.
Okay. Hey, there seems to be a dead guy here.
Okay,
Okay. I'll come over.
I can't really do a lot with dead guys, but I'll come over and see what all the commotion's about.
I'll reach and grab the metal bit that he has.
Okay. You see that it's almost like a fire iron, but there is a shape in the end of it, and as you pull it away, it comes away from the body, and there's almost like this, and you can see almost like a brand on the body, which gives me my first item to give away today, which is not there. So you would see that symbol.
This is what he's doing, just like flicking around. Kinda looks same thing. Whichever way you turn.
Interesting.
Can any of you read this?
I
Can I read it?
Everybody make me an intelligence check, please.
Yes.
13.
13?
12.
12?
6.
+4 and I can't see it anywhere. Yes, sorry, 17.
17. So with the 17, I'm going to ask if you can read anything on that at all.
No.
That's fine. It's fine. It's my very bad artwork. It looks like the first letter, or the first couple of characters, almost form a D, and the last one, or the last combination, could be an I or an L, or an I and an L even.
dick cell. Well, there's X's in there. I mean, I would use my third eye at this point and see if that will help me at all. And so it allows me to read any language.
Okay. I mean, it's your third eye kicks into gear, and your brain almost just sort of like it's common. You up it, and you realise it says the word devil, but both forwards and backwards.
Okay. So it does. It's the devil. You've been branded by the devil. Look, that's a D, that's an I, that's an L. EV, devil.
Would anybody like to look at the body?
I am looking at the body because it's dead and it's fascinating.
It's fascinating. Make me an investigation check, please.
Well, that was even worse. Yeah, so that's a 3.
3. This body is charred on this sort of front side, and by the way the hand was placed with metallic item, it's almost like whoever this was held it against themselves before they got burned.
Seems like an odd thing to do.
Roll me an investigation check with advantage, please.
Plus.
Can have another dice.
I'm getting rid of them slowly. Just an 11.
Just an 11. You recognise the back of the head, the balding hair, the orange-brown skin. That looks like Jerry's head.
It's Jerry.
Does this body have a face?
It did. It's charred and burned. I will say, if you reveal that, that you can probably work out that it is a hobgoblin face there, or was once a hobgoblin face, and this very much looks like the corpse of Jerry.
It's Jerry.
It looks like Jerry.
Jerry's dead. Who's in the tavern?
I mean,
Does he have a twin brother?
there's a lot of magic that can make you look like someone else. It's possible it was just something like that going on.
Why?
That makes no sense.
Maybe it had always been his dream to run a tavern.
So why didn't he just take over it and like, yes, this is my tavern now?
That's not how ownership works.
Well,
You can't just come across an empty tavern and take control of it.
yes, you can.
I'm assuming you're all speaking telepathically again at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I would have said it's Jerry out loud.
Oh, well, you made a rather crispy end.
Yeah, we've just seen him now.
Yeah, only
Jerry is still running the tavern.
Yeah.
I'm stumped. And you say this individual set you on a path to come and find me.
Yes.
Well, shit. Seems I'm more popular than I first anticipated.
Popularity is a curse, really.
Yes, it is. It is. It can be. It's good for business in some ways.
Yeah.
So, assuming it isn't Jerry, then why would the person that sent us down here still want us to send us down here?
To find Jerry.
Maybe you were getting too close to this weird and wonderful magic item, and the fake Jerry just wanted to stop you in your tracks and bring you back here.
I would have made the same assumption. Probably
Proving my
didn't
point.
count on the four of you letting me come down here and go further.
I mean, it helped that I've been dreaming of this magic object for days. I desperately want to see it.
And what do you dream of?
It's kind of like it's an orb, and there's searing flame around it, and I don't quite know what it is, but it just feels very powerful.
I think I found what I'm here for.
So, like, these ones? I'll just point at the elemental orbs.
I don't think it's those.
No, so the gems that are on the floor are more like rough cut gems. What you see is very much an orb.
Yeah.
Think Silmaril.
So, what do you mean you've found what you came down here for?
I have friends who have been finding places like this and have been freeing things that's not freeing, calming down. There's been 3 other locations like this, and my friends have calmed down great elemental beings. If this one has been opened, not by my friends, I suspect it's been claimed by another, and that poses me and my friends a problem.
Do you have any way of tracking it, or finding it, now that it's been freed?
No.
Well, that's a pickle.
That's if it has been freed. I'm assuming. Maybe we should just wander in and see what's happened.
That sounds good. Let's go.
I can't see any flaws in that plan at all. Let's just wander into the cursed room with the devil branded dead body outside. That seems perfectly reasonable.
So you all step forward, and the heat is getting more and more oppressive at this point. I will ask everyone to make me a Constitution saving throw at this point, please.
I'm good at so good at them. Oh, that's not bad actually.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
17.
17.
19.
15.
You're all fine. You sort of walk through a 10-foot wide corridor which opens out, and you can see more of these orange gems in the floor, probably about 3 more. And then as you turn to the right, there is a large marble door, orange marble, that has just been blasted to pieces. And as you look through, you can see a room that has the floor is cooling lava. And beyond that, on a half-melted pedestal now, sits an orange orb with a huge great crack in it.
I'm going to guess that's it.
That's it, and the light from the floor is enough to illuminate this whole area. I'm not going in there, but that answers my question.
That's it. That's what I've been dreaming of.
So is the plan to take this thing? Or
If you really want to go over that floor and try and touch it, you feel free.
I'm guessing it's not supposed to have that huge crack in it. That doesn't look like a standard feature.
that still doesn't answer my question. What do you want to do with it?
How long does Big B's hand last? I think it's only a minute, so it's probably gone. Indeed, up to a minute. So I mean, I can recast a giant hand, and we can try and fetch it that way, and then none of us have to step on the lava.
I mean, I can
But
fly there.
is it also possible that it's that's giving off the heat that's melting the floor in the first place?
Alright, I want to roll back to something here. You can fly there?
Yeah.
You definitely haven't mentioned that.
It's never come up. Why would I
We had to go over a giant spike pit.
We had to go over shit.
Well, I was going to get involved in shit anyway, and I can't do it, I can't do it at will. I have to, take a rest every time I do that.
Okay.
It's a limited use.
Oh, you don't have boots then?
So you just have to nap.
Yes.
Cool.
I guess so.
I mean, I could also fly.
Am I the only one here that can't fly?
Probably. But
Here we are, brothers in arms, my friend.
Well, one assume so, yes. Look, what are we doing? I have no more reason to be here. The only thing I now need to do is get out of here and tell my friends what I've seen.
do we think Jerry is the devil?
Well, Jerry was the devil, as he had the brand on his thing and now dead.
Maybe that's how he became Jerry's face.
Maybe he has to. Oh no, because it's shut down. I don't get why he would want it. It's still a tavern. It's just.
Maybe it was just because a tavern is where people like us congregate, and then he can send people like us off to catch people like him.
Well, we've got
Sorry,
really
you're talking
annoying.
about me.
Do you just hear nothing? I just gesturing.
I'll just stand here and...
Yeah.
What is. A lot of people around here I tend to go to the tavern. How many of them would get blackout drunk?
So, you've been in this tavern quite a bit, and it's one of the lesser frequented taverns prior to the ransacking, because actually Jerry was quite a jovial, non-arsehole, basically, and more welcoming than any other establishment in here. Not very often did he let people get blackout drunk because he knew what would then potentially happen to them. In the recent weeks, though, more than the fair few of individuals he's just been sort of pouring stuff down the neck and letting them get blackout drunk.
How many of those people were never seen again?
Probably lots. I could probably tell you a lot.
Make me a straight wisdom check to see if you've sort of heard of any of this at all.
16.
16. There's been a fair few of them that have not been heard from again.
I think Jerry eats people.
The people definitely disappear. I don't know when we got to eating people, but fine.
Right, Jerry Devil Jerry has now got a tavern. He's like, oh, I could get these to like get really drunk, which adds to the flavour of the meat. Everyone knows you need to marinate the meat, and then when they're blackout
You
drunk,
love
you just eat
a
them.
good chicken marinated in wine. It's
Exactly.
lovely.
And then you just eat them.
I mean, we'll go with that because it's not really relevant to what he's doing with them, but it's definitely nefarious at this
I
point.
think it's a solid theory.
The question
the
is,
best we've got
are
so
we going
far.
to try and take this orb with us, or are we going to leave it here and just go?
Do you want it?
Yes! It's a magically powerful orb. I just don't want it to kill me. And I'm kind of worried it might.
I'm kind of worried that anything we do down here might... pissing off Jerry's probably not the least of our worries.
Jerry's dead.
Fake Jerry! Let's just to piss off fake Jerry.
He's a bad person. It's fine to piss off bad people.
We probably should.
No, I want to piss people off. I want to piss Jerry off.
Okay, well then, yes. We should take it.
Alright. I'll step in front and I'll just close my eyes for a second, and when I open them, you see the two sort of spectral wings just shoot out, and they're like pure, they're almost like jagged, uncut sapphire. They're just falling from my back, and I will
Remarkably impressive.
and I'll fly straight to the
His brother did that, you know. It was quite impressive.
I never met his brother.
I did.
I'll fly to the orb and I will pull it from
Okay.
where is it?
As you shoot through and place your hand on the orb, everything goes black for everyone. And these two bright red eyes pierce that blackness and that vision.
Sorry.
And you just hear this voice of, I think I need to send you lot back where you started. This is not on, not in my city. And light comes back to your eyes, and you can feel the cold. The four of you are sat on the floor of the tavern, which is empty, apart from one individual, who is stood at the bar, cleaning ale glasses.
Damn it, Jerry.
Fake Jerry.
You know, I thought you lot might actually be useful, but instead you had to go meddling. If you'd have just brought me the individuals, we'd have been fine.
And if you'd just been honest with us, we wouldn't have tried to do something else. But we don't like being used.
Didn't ask for anything else. Unfortunately, you now know too much. Gonna have to kill you. Skin off
I'm not
my
keen
nose.
on that plan at all.
And Jerry then just puts the ale glass down, steps around the front of the tavern, and his form just begins to shift. The legs sort of meld together and then begin to coil underneath him as the torso then grows wider and fur just begins to splay all over it, and these giant clawed hands come out, and out of the back these two great leathery wings. Oh, that's better. Well then, to death then, shall we? And I need everybody to roll initiative, please.
God damn it, Jerry.
I mean, that's a damn good initiative. Which
Oh, that's it.
I have a great little
Brilliant
plan that's either going to go
initiative.
perfectly or terribly.
It's going to be great.
So okay, let's do a quick reveal of the tavern.
Hey!
That's cool. So I'm going to put you four just in here, and I will need somebody to manage Jerry for me.
Yeah.
And Jerry is just going to be there. So.
Can't even see how many it's now.
I just blocked out by Jerry.
Oh dear.
He is a devil, Jerry.
So initiative rolls, please.
21.
21.
Wow. 13.
13. Talia?
A natural 20 for 23.
23. And Pomfic?
Also 21.
20.
With a dex of 2.
Fantastic.
Or 14. But
Barbarian's just to the back.
So, first up is then going to be Jerry. He was going to look... Let's have a quick look. He's going to look towards you, being the biggest in the room. I need you to make me a... In fact, no, ignore that. Can't do that right now. Jerry's going to move up to the closest person they can see.
Which is probably...
Is that Pomfic or me?
yeah, not this.
Oh yeah, so the thing in between us.
And is then going to make a claw attack, which is going to be a 27 to hit.
Pomfic.
I don't think it is me.
Is it me?
I'm in the
it's
middle.
I shoot.
It's me, yeah.
Is it the goblin?
Yes,
I
I'm
cannot
here.
see.
Good stuff. I need 4 of them. 7, 11, 13, 22 points of cold damage. And you are grappled as Jerry just grabs you. Now, whoever's next, sort of the other side of that table, because I can't quite see either. I should have done
that'll be
these
me.
top-down
This one?
tokens. Yes. So, Fratton, you are then going to take potentially. The stinger is going to whip out and try and hit you. That's a natural 19. So that is. Yeah, there we go. So you will take. Let's do this the easy way, shall we? You're going to take 12 points of force damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
12 points of force damage. Great. And a con saving throw.
Con saving throw.
29.
29. You feel this stinger hit into your armour, and it's almost like there's this surge of something that tries to push into your bloodstream. Has no effect on you. That will be Jerry's turn. Talia.
Okay, cool. I am going to back up and hide behind the table, behind towards you guys.
That one?
Yeah. And I'm going to cast Moonbeam
Nice.
at 5th level, right on where he is. So on his next turn, he has to do a con save for me. So we'll work that out.
Yeah, if you just remind me of that. Anything else on your turn?
No. I don't think about anything at bonus action. I'll just double check. Okay, cool. Is that an action? Yes, an action. Yep, that's fine. I'm all done.
You're all done. Okay,
Yeah.
we're then over to Sleether, please.
She's going to take her scythe and just stick it into it.
Just go straight.
Stick
at
it with the pointy end.
Stick it with the pointy end. Absolutely.
That is a 25 to hit.
25 will hit.
Let's take it. 8 plus 4 plus 3 is 8 plus 4 plus 3.
15.
Thank you. And we're gonna hit again.
You're gonna have to repeat that again for me.
15 damage.
15 damage.
He muted us. He didn't want to hear us fighting.
Just try and get the levels right there. So, anything else on your turn?
Yep. Another hit.
Another hit.
Yep. 26.
26.
No, sorry, 16.
16
Not hit.
not hit.
I'm gonna use a key point and I'm gonna do flurry of blows.
Yep.
12 plus 9 is 21.
21 will not hit.
Ooh, but that one definitely doesn't hit.
There we go. Anything
And
else?
I'm gonna stay where I am.
You stay where you are.
I want to hit it, so I stay where I
Right
am.
up close. Love
Yeah.
it. We will then. going to be a legendary action from Jerry at this point. He's going to stare down at you specifically as soon as you've hit him. And I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Can try. Is 19?
19. You are now frightened
she's not.
of Jerry.
Nice.
So Jerry stares at you and then sort of,
You should have eaten the food, Jerry.
I know. I offered.
excellent. Pomfic.
So Ponfic's going to look at him and go, "You just should not be here, and I will banish you." And I am then going to use my portent of 5 to make him roll a 5 for the charisma save.
Nice. So Jerry is there and goes, "Wait."
Okay, I don't know if he was from this plane or not, so we either have a minute to prepare ways to kill him as soon as he appears, or that's it, he's just not coming back. I don't know which, so maybe get ready, prepare yourselves.
It would have. I could have killed that.
Look, I realised I could do a banishment instant fail combination, and I wanted to do it.
Okay.
I assumed he'd have legendary resistances to it.
It does.
In fact, yes.
The DM just.
Love it when I miss those. Sorry.
Yeah,
Jerry is there, sort of disappears and then back. No.
Damn it!
That's one.
And I
That's one.
don't think I can do much else to be fair.
That teaches the DM to pay attention.
Yes.
It teaches me to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, that too.
So good. So good. Anything else? Then?
No, that is me, unfortunately.
Excellent. And then Fratton, then.
Will that release me if he went away and then come back?
Yeah, I'll allow it. As soon as I bug it up.
Fratton is going to grab onto the sword and drag it out, and you now see there's just this. It's really roughly cut. It's more like a slab of metal on a stick.
It's an executioner's blade.
Yeah, and he just goes, "Okay, you've done him wrong, and I think I'll rage, and I will move in, and I'm going to go reckless."
Nice.
And I'm going to go Great Weapon Master on this one.
Amazing.
So I will take a minus
Jerry's about to have a very bad day.
5. Minus 5 plus 10, yeah. So, reckless disadvantage. Wow. That is not good. That is going to be a 17.
Will not hit.
I will try that again. That's a little bit better. Yeah, that is a 29.
29 will hit.
No, sorry, it's 24.
24 will still hit.
Great. So that is going to be 2d6s. Snake eyes. That is going to be 11 points of slashing damage.
Mm-hmm.
And
Did you add your rage bonus?
good point. No, I didn't.
Always forgot that as
Yep.
cadence.
So that's 14 points of slashing damage, and I will, as I attack, there is the flame almost catches fire as I slash him, and there's going to be a divine fury pumped into that.
Nice.
Which is 9 points of radiant damage.
9 points of radiant damage.
Plus 10 points of slashing damage because of my Great Weapon Master.
There we go. Jerry didn't like that whatsoever. Anything else on your turn?
That's it.
That's you. Cool.
Can I have a con save on Jerry's turn?
You can in a minute. He's going to use a legendary... No, he's not. Yes, he is. Going to use a legendary action. And he's going to swing that tail around again to aim at... Let's roll, shall we? You.
Damn it.
So that is going to be a 30 to hit.
Yeah.
Let's do this the easy way, make my life easier. So you're going to take 14 points of force damage, and there's no point in making a Constitution saving throw anyway because the Hero's Feast, it would not have an effect. So yeah, 14 points of force damage, and then Jerry needs to make a
Constitution, please.
That was bold.
Good.
Yeah, it's got a decent modifier though, so that's going to be a 19.
Yeah, DC was 18.
Got away with that one. Okay then, Jerry is going to look towards you then, Pomfic.
No.
2 can play at that game, my friend. And I need a charisma saving throw, please.
Oh, he's sending you away.
Bye.
I would like to use my 17 to make it a 17.
17.
I feel I've just wasted my thing.
Pomfic disappears. Pomfic, you would find yourself in the middle of a desert with just flames all around you as you are banished for
A nice toasty one.
a period of time.
Using the 17 was still the right move.
Cool. So Jerry is now concentrating on that. I will say that's going to be Jerry's go. Talia.
I am going to, as an action.
Did he take Moonbeam damage?
No, he passed.
Saved.
Oh, I think
Half damage.
half damage, isn't it? Didn't even do that bit. Let's do that first. 19, 22 points of damage, so it's 11.
11. Cool. I should say as well, Malt Magic house rule, if we have to half damage and you have to do rounding, we always round up.
Round up. Cool. That was loud.
Just the flames.
Yeah. Oh my
Flames in the
goodness.
desert.
So I am going to, while I am slightly hidden behind them tables, just so you know. I am going to just concentrate for a moment and then awaken a set of spores that just float around my body and get ready to do my symbiotic entity using my wild shape. So I get 60 points of temporary hit points.
Nice.
And when I get to use my Halo Spores damage, I get to double the damage dice. And deal an additional 1d6 if I hit with a melee.
Nice. So these spores just almost like burst out, Talia, and there's just this haze as these tiny little spores now all around her body.
So that's my action.
Yep.
And then my bonus action is... How is Jerry within 30 feet?
I think this whole tavern is 30 feet.
Kind of going to say yeah.
Yeah?
25. He's
This-
not.
Is he not?
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. No, he's not.
Okay,
He's 35.
fair enough.
35.
Okay, well,
35.
I would know that and I'll just take a couple of steps forwards
Jump onto the table.
and then cast my Spreading Spores
Yes.
and have that swirling in his vicinity, I guess, 10 foot cube.
Nice. So that would take his squares, yeah.
Yep. Cool, so that's another thing at the start of his turn.
Okay, just remind me when we get to his turn. Anything else?
I will just add that to my list as well.
Things to remember.
Yeah.
So that's action, bonus action. You
And
use a little
slight
bit of
movement. I might just duck back where I was.
Okay,
But
that's fine. Let's leave it.
Um,
You are still up close and personal.
yeah. I'm going to attack twice.
Yep.
That's going to hit. Right, it's 15.
15 will not hit.
I'm going to do another one. That's an 18.
18 will not hit.
And I'm going to use a bonus action to disengage and go away to the corner right by the stairs. I've got 65 feet of movement. I'm getting as far away as possible. Yep.
Fleet-footed goblin dives over chairs,
Yep.
tables, and just slides up next to the stairs.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's it for now.
That's it for now. Good stuff. Pomfic.
Ponfic enjoys the desert.
Fantastic. Fratton.
There's like a shining moonbeam in front of me. Now there's all these spores, and there's just been a gust that just passed through, and the monk is no longer there. So I'm just gonna try to focus on this guy in front of me, and I will go reckless with Great Weapon Master again. That is a 25.
Will hit.
Right. That's going to be 26 points of slashing damage. Plus... it's not over yet. 26. Plus 12 points of radiant.
So I made a concentration check.
Yep.
It was a natural one.
Of course, it's the round after my turn.
I'm going to say, because it's a natural one, and just to get you back into the fight, legendary resistance doesn't count on that one. You just
Nice.
Nice, awesome.
you
Thank you very much.
reappear. It's just because it's a bit of fun that way. Fratton, continue.
Yeah, I'll do a second attack. 30 to hit.
30's definitely going to hit.
It's 8 plus 9 is 17.
17 points of damage. Anything else on top of that?
Nope, that'll be it.
Cool, good stuff. Yeah, he's going to make a stinger attack with a legendary action there against you, Fratton, which is going to be a 30 to hit.
It hits.
Sorry, 32 to hit.
Still hits.
It's even more.
That's going to be 15 points of force damage.
Reduce force damage.
Force.
What was it, sorry?
15.
15.
And yeah, the Constitution saving throw is pointless because Hero's Feast. So it's then Jerry's turn. How many Constitution saving throws do I need to make for Jerry at this point? 2. So the first one is a unnatural 20.
That saves.
Second one
So it's still not.
is a 23.
Saves as well. Still take some damage, so. That's a 4, that's 10. 19, so it's 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage.
That is. I don't know. What is moonbeam damage? I feel like it's radiant.
Radiant.
Yes.
Radiant damage.
Yeah.
Is that from your spores as well, or do your spores not take damage to saves?
No, it doesn't take the damage to saves.
Excellent.
Don't worry, I can do it again.
Second?
I said, don't worry, I can do it again.
That's fine, alright, so cool. Jerry then, on his turn, seeing the banishment fail, but Fratton's doing a fair amount of damage at this point, so he's just going to look
Distracted.
down and he's going to try and claw attack you for a 33.
Hits.
No, yes, 33. So you're going to take 23 points of cold damage, and you are now grappled. Because you are large or smaller. And then Pomfic's back. There's going to be a stinger attack towards Pomfic. That's a 19 to hit.
Yeah. I'm a wizard, it's like 16.
That's going to be all of 14 points of force damage.
Roger, roger.
Not that it matters unless it's a natural 20. They should be rolling attacks against me at advantage.
At advantage. Yeah. I mean, I can roll another one. No. So there we go. I'll remember that one. Excellent. That will then be Jerry's go. Tally.
Okay, cool. I'm going to. I'm going to cast. As my action, I'm going to cast a. I was casting Call Lightning.
Call lightning.
Bringing everything on the
Storm clouds just begin to billow at the top of the ceiling.
What's the point of playing a druid if you can't?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, so can I think that's at the start of the turn, won't it? Cool. So I'm going to do it just behind him. So it's only going to be him. But
Yep.
can I have a dexterity saving throw,
Of course
please?
you can.
I thought I'd have a different one this time.
What's the DC?
18.
Yeah, we'll use a legendary resistance on that one.
One used.
2.
Two used.
That was a 7 on the die, so 17.
Okay, cool. And as my bonus action, I'm just going to move forward slightly back to where that is, and then it's fine. I'm staying where I am, ish.
It's
And then
back
I've already gone back at the end of the
Okay.
last turn, so I'm back to there. Cast my symbiotic thing,
Yep.
and then go back again. So
Okay, yeah.
what's that
I'm
thing?
just going to keep going.
Yeah, basically,
Cool.
it's a bonus action. It doesn't use anything.
Yeah,
Fair.
might as well.
Excellent stuff. Sleether.
I'm going to, from the corner, come running back and just 2 attacks it.
Just jump behind with the side.
Don't worry about moving me. I'm moving back there.
Making Samau's life so much easier.
Yeah.
Because nobody's moving.
You can literally get in and go back
yeah.
and not use all your movement.
That's a 17.
Monks are awesome. Especially in a small room.
Couldn't be enough. Bonus action, flurry of blows.
Nice.
That's a 20.
20 is not
No.
enough.
Oh, that might. 17 plus 9.
Yes.
26.
Thank you.
Yes, that will
Thanks.
hit.
Someone. D8. That's 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage.
And as I've done flurry of blows, I'm running back up to the corner
Nice.
as disengage.
Actually, it's
Fantastic. So you jump up and sort of catch the armour, and then as you're sort of sinking down from that jump that you've done, 3 more attacks, and the final one just sort of cuts across the back of Jerry's neck. You land on the floor and book it straight back to the
Oh,
corner.
I'll also do Fury with the Small as well, so
Nice.
5 extra. 5 damage for that
5
one.
extra damage. There
Yeah.
we go. Fantastic.
It's annoying me because it won't hit it.
15 extra.
I,
You can
yeah,
do it
for
5
your
times.
level.
It's based on your level, yeah.
Yeah, I could do it 5 times, but it's plus 5 damage. 'Cause it's
Oh, they
proficiency.
might change it for proficiency.
Yeah, it's proficiency.
Oh, okay.
Don't make that.
Excellent. Comfort.
Okay, look. So Pomfret's going to be like, well, if I can't make you disappear, I'll bring some help in myself. And I'll wave my hands, and I'm going to summon a draconic spirit at level 8. And I'm just going to borrow a...
Yeah.
yoink.
Oh my god.
So its sole job is to, as I summon it, attack the devil! The devil, Jerry! Right.
Okay.
So that is it for Ponfic, but then he takes his turn immediately after mine.
Yeah.
And because I summoned him at level 8, he gets 4 attacks. So I have to scroll down.
Poor devil.
So it's my spell modifier to hit, which is plus 9.
You could have had a sheet.
Yes, and I probably should have had a sheet looking at this now, but it's too late for that now. So, plus 9. So 20, which misses.
20 does miss.
22.
22 is the number you need.
Yeah, there we go. So 1d6 plus 4 plus the spell's level. Nice. And that's 6. So 6 plus 12. 18 points of piercing damage.
18 points of piercing damage.
And
Which is enough to bloody Jerry.
third attack, but that's a 3, so that's not going anywhere. 15, so 24.
24 is going to hit.
And that's another 6, so another, I've forgotten already, 18 points of piercing damage. And then he won't use his breath weapon because there's lots of people around.
That's fair enough. So this what colour's the draconic spirit?
I summoned it to be a red dragon because
dragon.
I figured he might do fire damage and then I'll get fire resistance, so he's just like, "Rah," and just clawing away.
So this red draconic spirit appears and does just 2 claw attacks straight at Jerry. Well, 4, but 2 of them claw straight across Devil Jerry's chest and rend some great big bloody gashes across his front. Anything else on your turn?
No, that is Pomfic and that is a dragon.
Okay. Jerry's going to take a legendary action and make a stinging attack towards the dragon, which is going to be a 27 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
Okay, that's going to be 16 points of force damage to the dragon.
Okie doke.
And I need a Constitution saving throw from the dragon.
Roger. So, from 80, and Con is +3. So 13.
13 is not enough, so the dragon is going to take an additional 15 points of poison damage. Its hit point maximum is going to be reduced by 15. So you're going to have to do a lot of maths now.
Yeah.
And it's also poisoned.
It is not. It is immune to poison.
There we go. Well, that was poison damage, so it's not going to take any of that damage.
Sweet.
There we go.
So awesome.
Fratton.
Even more shit just happened. So I'm
There's
just
a
gonna,
dragon now.
just gonna like ignore the big dragon on my side, and I'm just going to like,
It's friendly, I promise.
I'm just going to like drag the sword along the floor slightly and just uppercut it towards Jerry. Reckless and Great Weapon Master, so that's going to be 28 to
28
hit.
is going to hit.
And that's going to have Divine Fury on it.
You stank on it.
So 13, 23 points of slashing damage, plus 11 points of radiant.
Yeah, Jerry, not looking good.
And I'm going to go again. Reckless and Great Weapon Master. That is a... that's going to hit. It's 18 plus stuff.
Yeah, okay. Does it beat at 22? Yes.
Yes, it does beat 22 by a lot. So that is going to be 25 points of slashing damage, and I don't get the Divine Fury on the second one.
There we go, 25 points of slashing damage. Jerry's really, really not looking good. You have cut into this sort of snake-like tail. Like, in front of you, you're just slicing into it with reckless abandon. Absolute rage.
As a bonus action, I will seeing that, I will shout to my companions, he's almost there, just finish him off, and I will use my Zealous Presence.
Nice.
To give all of them, all within 60 feet, which is everyone, advantage on attack rolls and saving throws until the start of my next turn.
Awesome.
So it's almost like this blue glow that just sort of shines off of Fratton and fuels you all, almost with a little bit of Fratton's rage. It is then Jerry's go.
I just need a Constitution saving one.
Just one?
Yeah.
It's an 18 on the die.
Yeah. Beats it.
Any half?
No, because apparently Cool Lightning's a concentration.
There we go.
So my moonbeam's gone.
What's your concentration?
Yeah, it's a pain.
Cool. So there's going to be a claw attack against you.
At
Advantage. And a stinger attack against Pomfic.
Yeah, fair.
So it's
I'm not fancying the Constitution check I'm
that's
about to
not great. The highest on that was a 23. So you're going to you will take 16 points of cold damage. You are already grappled. You're therefore going to take an additional 32 points of cold damage. Wow. As you are held by Jerry, and the claws are just going to dig in again and sort of crush.
Should have summoned a white dragon. I get the resistance.
So
as well,
the stinger then is going to come towards you, which is a 30.
AC of 16. I don't think Jerry can miss me.
That's 14 points of force damage.
Is that it?
14 points of force damage.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a secondary effect to that, but you've had a hero's feast, so it's no effect whatsoever.
So
That's Jerry's go. Talia.
Okay, cool.
Unfortunately, the dragon flickers out of existence
Oh.
because I can't roll a fucking dice for shit.
Bye bye, dragon.
Bye-bye, dragon. So I'm going to be like, right, these concentration spells are a bit shit, so I'm just going to drop concentration. So I am going to be like, right, this is the time. Just like do a little stretch and cast Feeble Mind.
Nice.
Because I was like, I want to do this spell.
So for anybody familiar with Mortal Magic, Feeble Mind has some legendary status in the show.
Particularly with the person sat at this table. I got feeble-minded in the same campaign twice. And counting, apparently. Because it's not over.
Okay, so that's a...
It's an automatic psychic damage. Isn't
It is automatic psychic damage.
Which wasn't great. 10, 15.
15 points of psychic damage. And then a wisdom saving throw?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. Of course it's intelligence. Excuse me. Oh, shit. That isn't a 70. Last legendary resistance.
But
That's the last one.
Last one. Yeah, sounds good.
So you do shoot this beam that sort of strikes into Jerry's mind and sort of...
So I could just banish him.
I was like, haha. Okay, and I will do the same for my bonus action. Chuck my spores at him.
Nice. That has no effect till the next turn, does it?
Yeah.
Okay, Sleether.
Running in, go around the back, and hit him a couple more times.
Go for it.
Advantage.
I mean, you're saying advantage.
on all strikes.
That is a 23 to hit.
23 is going to hit.
8. Plus
You had advantage on your
12.
concentration check, Rich.
Or constitution check, you need.
12.
12 points of damage.
Yep.
I did it! The dragon comes back!
Sorry, I just
So
remembered.
there's a brief moment where Pomfik's like, that really hurt. The dragon flickers out of existence and then reappears.
That was bad play. That was bad play. I should have remembered.
That's okay.
What was that from?
Zealous presence.
23.
Awesome. Thank you
23's
very
going to
much.
hit.
7.
7 points of damage.
And 3 blows. 2 more.
Yep. Still at advantage.
19 isn't
Does
going
not
to hit.
hit.
18 plus 9 will hit though.
That will hit, yes.
3 plus 4 is 7 points.
7 points of damage.
Yeah. And
Fury.
I'm going to move around and stand next to our lovely barbarian who I've forgotten the name of.
Fantastic. The barbarian, which is currently in Jerry's grasp.
Yeah.
So Jerry is pouring this sort of orange. In fact, it's not. It's going to be like blue viscous liquid, which you get is the blood. Really, really not looking good. Pomfik.
So Pomvik is going to look up at him and cast Chain Lightning, which is a bit misleading because he doesn't want it to go anywhere else. It's just going to hit him, but it's still the most powerful spell I have.
There we go.
So,
Advantage on the roll.
yep, lovely. So that's a 25, so it's definitely hit. Not a nat 20, so 25 on the Chain Lightning.
Yep.
So that's 10d8. I will roll on here, because that seems easier.
Probably the safest way.
Yeah.
How do I... There we go. 10d8. That is 50 points of lightning damage.
Pomfik Spellseer.
Yes.
How do you want to destroy Jerry?
So after being banished, summoning a dragon, being stabbed by a tail, he's just like, I've had enough of this. Summons all his power. Lightning bolts from his hand, it just wraps around him, encircling him in lightning, and the whole body just explodes. Blood, guts, everywhere. I'm already covered in shit, I don't care anymore. A bit of demon blood isn't going to go anywhere. Explode this bastard all over the bar.
So I guess that, yeah, this whole tavern is now decorated with devil. And Fratton and Sleether being stood right in the front there. You're even more blue than you were. And Sleether just sort of dripping in this goo. We are out of combat. Bells begin to ring throughout the city now. Just big, long, loud, dolorous bells. And then the door opens and Thalania comes in with a limping Johannes and says, well, you've done it now. Shall we get out of here?
Yes.
And somehow a centaur peeps the head in, and Mephisto's just like, well done, you made it fine. Well, it looks better now. Through the culvert and out the other side, while everybody's distracted.
That sounds like a plan.
Hey, suppose it's time to take you to your brother's friends.
Alright.
Okay. Either that or we can go our separate ways, entirely up to you.
Let's just get outside and decide what we want to do from then on.
Fantastic. So, you all sprint out of this tavern, would you like to make a quick grab some ale?
Yes.
Is there blood all in all the ale?
So, I'd say a lot of the barrels are behind the bar, so you quickly dart around behind the bar and find 2 small barrels that you just sort of finding it and come sprinting out. And the 7 of you now begin to just sort of make your way towards that culvert. Mephisto does place a hand on Johannes and also casts a quick cure wounds, and Johannes sort of stands up a bit taller, begins to use his quarterstaff to make his movement himself. You dive into this culvert and out into the other side, and all you see before you is desert, and the desert of the arcane wastes. And Thailani is just going to turn to you all and say, let's use the mountains to hide ourselves. It's going to be a couple of days, but it'll be the safest route.
A couple of days through the desert, eh? Well, it's better than facing whatever's going on in there.
I'm glad you brought some provisions at least.
Awesome.
That'll help.
Can I use my staff to do mass cure wounds
You can
on everyone but me?
Absolutely do that.
I'm also moving the barrels away from everyone else. No.
Strapping them to your back somehow. Just like, no, these are mine.
So everyone gets 19 points of healing.
Thank you very much.
Excellent. I will say, as you travel then, and we sort of close out this session, Mephisto, being his nature, is going to help you fashion a hose from these 2 barrels, almost like a camelback, which comes over you and gives you sort of like an instant refreshment. But you manage to get away from the city, and as you escape and as you run away, those bells continue. And looking back towards the city, you can see the central castle, the central keep, and that big tall tower. And atop it you see the silhouette of a figure with large wings that outspread, and in the sunlight there is just this glint of red that comes from the top of this sceptre.
It's my dragon.
And that is where we will close for this evening. So thank you all very, very much. That was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all for joining us again for this very special episode of Malt and Magic. Thanks to the Place Bedford. Stick around for more. It's going to be a lot of fun. But that has been us. I've been Matt Isbell, the Dungeon Master for Malt and Magic. We've been the new Malt and Magic crew for today. So thank you all. That was awesome. So for anybody that wants to catch more of Malt and Magic, check us out on Monday for our 2-year anniversary stream. But please stick around here for all the other games that are to come. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I will see you a bit later on tonight. So thank you all. See you later.